Count me down.
There we are. We're live.
We're
Sorry.
live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to He Makes Me Play. I am Marius, and I am blind. I cannot see, and therefore I make other people play video games and all kinds of strange things, whatever I come up with. And today I come up with stuff with my friend Vincent. Hello, Vincent.
Hello, hello.
Yes, we are back. Let me change from this OBS thing to something else. I don't know what. This is
VLC.
This is Emacs, my favorite place on the whole earth.
There's the log of our sound tests.
Oh, that's right. Luckily, you cannot see what we spoke of. You had to be there to get the joke. So today we've got a lot planned. I'm quite excited about what we're going to do today. We'll probably play Baldur's Gate later. We'll get into some AI stuff again later.
Hello, guys.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Good to have you with us. I'm very excited about what I have prepared. Many upgrades to the AI stuff, new characters. We'll see. We'll get into that. But as always, as we've gotten into the habit, like we want to start the stream a little bit by just talking about some game stuff, some RPG stuff, some nerd stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent, do you have anything you would like to bring to the table? And actually, I don't know. We haven't decided on this. I kind of, for this, so to speak, podcast segment, I kind of like it without music. How do you feel? This is debatable.
Yeah, I mean, last time the music was pretty loud compared to us. Hopefully we changed some things around. Hopefully it's better now.
I feel like music is a sort of, I'm streaming and I need this forward motion thing. And for the podcast, I just kind of want a more mellow feel.
We will be meandering quite a lot, so we don't need any forward push.
Maybe we can think about finding more appropriate music. That might work as well. Maybe it's just this track that I don't like. But I do like it for sort of hacking around and stuff. But I don't know. For now, I'm okay with just our voices. Do you agree?
Yeah.
We do it like this, at least for today.
Yeah, just at least we have a reference point for the future.
Yeah.
Or a comparison for the future.
Yes, I concur. So I definitely have two things I want to talk to you about, but first I want to give you the chance. Do you have anything?
Well, as I mentioned last time, I spent basically the week on the road. And
yes, it's true. Can I reveal something about you, Vincent, to our dear viewers?
Yes.
Yes, it was Vincent's birthday last week. Happy birthday, Vincent.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, and
that's why you weren't
therefore,
playing
exactly,
all the time.
On the road.
Yes.
And I haven't done much except expand my high elven empire in the...
Oh, and Warhammer?
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yes, I finally managed to reach the sea, and now I am trading with everybody.
Do you have a nuclear bomb? I learned
Not
that
yet.
last time. That nuclear weapons in Warhammer.
No, but I do have an army of dragons. That's quite fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's
So,
like Game of Thrones.
I'm getting into it now, but the high elves, they're like 4 or 5 different factions of high elves, and most of them occupy an island in the middle of the map.
Called Morrowind.
No. I don't know if it's... Does it have a name? I'm not sure. But the map is called the Eye of the Vortex. And there's the vortex is in the middle of this island, and the elves are sort of protecting it.
Aptly named.
And
isn't that part of WoW lore as well? That kind of thing.
There's a vortex,
like the Shattered Isles or something. Am I wrong?
That too, though I don't know where that actually is. But there's a vortex in the middle of the map.
Yeah, and elves are like safekeeping it. Yeah.
I don't think so. It's
okay.
It's.
I don't know WoW lore that well.
No, in World of Warcraft, it's pretty remote, in the middle of the entire map, basically.
Right.
And pretty far from everything.
Okay. But Warhammer.
Yes, one of the factions is quite different because it is the Dragon Prince, whose name I have forgotten, honestly.
Don Solarione, BTW. This map is basically the Earth, but with giant vortex where Europe should be.
Is that true? Hey, Vincent, can you go to Firefox here and open up the Warhammer map? Do you want to?
Sure.
Turn the screen reader off, by the way. We've got lots of improvements today. No longer a robotic voice blasting into your ears. For some reason, that was louder on the recording than for us, so we didn't notice. But it's. I think it's all been fixed now.
Is that? I mean, I guess so. I mean, this isn't the Total War map, but this is the Eye of the Vortex resource and starting location map.
Okay.
And yeah, this is quite similar to, like, there's Africa and southeast, and then basically America, north and south.
So wait, hold on. Does that mean that they've like assigned races in Warhammer to hypothetically?
Oh boy!
Yeah, I know this gets real dicey real quick. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it like so, Vincent? What kind of race is in like Central Europe?
Well, in Central Europe,
Is the Vortex?
the high elves.
Banned from Twitch.
Yeah, I know. I'm really speedrunning this whole getting banned thing. So,
Oh boy!
so you were saying that's where the Vortex is?
Yeah, the vortex in the map that I'm playing is basically in the middle of the map, and
Okay.
the high elves live there. But there's the Dragon Prince that has basically left his empire behind and is exploring the world. And you start on the very east end of the world,
Okay.
in like an extremely remote location, surrounded by dwarfs and undead vampires and lizard men.
Just like Berlin Mitte, right?
Kind of, yes.
Badumching. Yeah.
It's interesting because he has a special. I assume special because I haven't played the actual the other high elves, but he has dragon encounters. So every 20 turns or so, a dragon appears, and then you can approach it and give it influence or money or whatever, and get something in return. Or you can fight it and
prove yourself.
Yes, and recruit it for your army, and
That's cool.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it also the issue is that you face at the beginning that you can't get back to your empire because there's so
Right.
much room between two, and you have good relations to the other elf factions, but you can't do anything with that because they're on the other end of the world.
Right.
And I finally got to a point where I actually have now a harbor that connects to the basically the ocean, and now I
Right.
can trade with everybody.
Now you're a
and-
seafaring elf.
Yes,
That's
and
good.
we're getting so rich, and it's good.
Nice. You
so-
can exploit the third world countries
Mm-hmm.
on the. So where do they put dwarves? I'm obsessed with this now. What real life nation people is most like dwarves in the eyes of Games Workshop?
So on the map that I'm playing, they are basically on the east side of the map.
So Russia, because that would have been my pick.
Sort of, yes,
Dwarves are Russian or English sometimes.
but also I think Africa. So
Okay.
the south, just to the east, the northeast. There are like beastmen and barbarians, basically.
Don Solarione, and also South America.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Really?
Honestly, if I were to design it, you would put dwarves on every continent. You'd probably put, if you want to make it safe, you know what I mean? Safe. You would put every race on every continent, but, like distribute them in a funny way.
Yes, if you want to, but it is Warhammer.
Yeah. They don't care about that stuff. Good for them.
Uh-huh.
It's just a crazy decision to make it like the actual world map. But I kind of like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are dwarfs all over, basically. I didn't know.
As it should be.
Oh yeah, now I remember that they are indeed in South America.
Like which part of South America?
Like the very, very south
Okay.
west, I think.
Right.
Like in some.
It's not like I know the geography of South America. I'm an idiot when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, it's basically.
I know there's like this mountain
Chile,
chain
I
in the
think.
west.
Yeah, and behind that are the dwarfs, I think.
Oh yeah,
I've
that
never
makes sense. Yeah.
To be clear, I've never actually started in the southwest of the map, so I don't know how. Like because at the beginning of the game, a lot of you start with a lot of factions, and then within 10-ish turns,
Right.
a lot of factions are gone and assimilated.
That
by
makes
others.
sense.
Yeah.
And it does that. The AI just does that.
Yeah, and I mean you too, right?
Right.
On the first
Sure.
turn, you start taking
Don
out
Solarione,
dwarfs and-
listen, undead pharaoh are in the North Africa. They are not hiding it at all.
Okay, but that's cool. Okay, they
Yeah,
did it
true.
right
Uh-huh.
then. That's.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I talked about Dominions 3 last time, if I remember, and they did
Uh-huh.
that too, right? They have metaphors for like real life cultures and stuff, and good for them. Like I love that stuff. It's just sometimes you can accidentally make sort of weird statements by doing that.
Oh yeah, no, I also just realized that the kingdom of men are basically where Europe would be.
Of course, that is the standard by which
Yeah.
we measure everything.
Of course.
It's in the center of the map for a reason. It's also the center of the universe.
Yes.
But I mean,
Oh,
to be
God.
fair, like I guess it was made by European men mostly by Games Workshop. Sorry for every woman walking around, but it's like that's the cliche, right? That
yeah.
it's like nerdy guys from England separating the world into pieces and
Yes,
designing dwarves
and
wherever
fighting.
they fit. Yes, it makes sense also to just put dwarves wherever mountains are, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
Yeah. And plus some cool aquatic dwarfs, which I hope. Are there any aquatic races in Warhammer?
Yes, there
Like
are.
Atlantis people?
I don't know about that. I don't think so. But there are certainly in the game at least. There's the Vampire Coast, which are basically vampire pirates.
That's
And,
awesome. I love that. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, and there's also a faction that basically it just has just an island in the middle of the ocean, and that's
Who is that?
where they start, and they don't really expand either. It's just
What do you mean island? Like Australia or like Iceland?
no more like Iceland.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Is that where you just play SimCity Warhammer?
basically, yeah. No, it's really tough to conquer because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Right. You have to, but you could do it now because you're seafaring.
I could, yes,
Yeah.
but currently I'm in a war with the Greenskins.
Right.
And that's they have just started a walk on my capital city, which is an issue. But
I have two questions about Warhammer. One, this whole world map thing is new to me. Is there like a board game version of this where you could play Warhammer Risk? Because that would be really fun. Because Risk always had the world map, right? And it was sort of a fun game. I used to play that with my sister and her boyfriend over multiple days, and it was fun. But how you could make it more fun by introducing dwarves and orcs.
yeah, I don't know. I've never actually played Risk,
Yeah.
to be honest.
It feels like it's not a Games Workshop thing to do that.
no,
Yeah.
but I mean, it does feel like the Warhammer map would work for Risk.
Sure. Yeah. After what you've described just now. And yeah. But okay. The other question is there and I think this exists, right? Some kind of grand strategy, like Crusader Kings-esque version of Warhammer. Do you know what I mean?
Crusader.
You know Crusader Kings, right?
Yes.
Like everyone, do I have to explain what that game is? It's like you play through. I'm doing it now, I guess. It's just this grand strategy game where you just have the overall map and you pick a sort of family and you play through the sort of historical period of where does it start? Like 800 after Christ of the Common Era.
Is either 800 or I think 1100 or 1300.
I think that's when it ends, doesn't it? I was going to say from 800 to about 1300. Let's just say roughly the era of the Crusades.
No, I'm saying there are different starting points.
Oh, okay. Well, there's also different games, right? Depending on which Crusader. It gets complicated. But
Yeah.
think historical grand strategy game and you play these individual families and you have to like make assassinations and you can become the Pope and stuff. Have I characterized Crusader Kings adequately, would you say?
Yeah, it gets pretty wild.
It does.
Want to sleep with the Pope?
You totally can, and I love it. But like and this is made by I believe Paradox is the publisher and possibly developer of these games, and they have other ones too, right? Like weird ones like Victoria, where you play through the Victorian period and like the 19th century, and you can like that's a game that lets you research impressionism. Like that's like I am into that kind of stuff, but they're also very dense. You basically just play tables and stuff, Excel sheets. But what I was asking is like, is there a Warhammer version of that? Because that might make it more accessible for me, actually.
I don't think so. Honestly, the Total War games are quite different to the Crusader King.
Yeah. You actually play battles and stuff,
gameplay.
right?
Yes. But I feel like that's the closest you'll get.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. Or maybe someone made a mod or something.
I know there's for Crusader Kings, what I think 3 is the last one. There's a vampire mod, so you know.
So just like I don't know, Joan of Arc can have fangs now or something.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
You-
that is a like. What were we saying?
just if you want to be immortal, which
I do.
exactly.
This should be clear by now.
Yeah.
You can in Crusader Kings. So
Exactly.
that's great.
Yeah.
I've never mentioned this to you. This is actually on my list for games to play on stream, and has been
Which
for
one?
Crusader Kings,
Oh, okay.
and has been for a long time.
Didn't you play that with Renee already?
No. It was like I know that Renee likes the game and has played it, but we never sort of committed to playing it on stream.
Okay.
And it's also like he was all like, "Oh, we have to like read the manual before and like do tutorials," and I was just, "No, let's just play it. Let's kill Joan of Arc."
You know what I found interesting about this game, and
What?
I've played it a bit, not extensively, but there are two ways how you can play it. You can play it to win,
Right?
which is very complicated and difficult,
Yeah.
or you can play it as an improv situation creator, basically, and just follow
Yeah.
along, because you can't. It's hard to really lose at some point.
It's a simulation, right?
Yeah.
At its heart, and you could just role play your like Irish family, like lord family.
Yeah, and
You're always noble. You can't play a peasant, I guess.
that's also a lot of fun.
That's sort of what I'm interested in. And I think Renee was playing it more as like, you know, he wanted to conquer Sicily and like reestablish the empire of Constantinople and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we all know he has like sort of desires for empire and governance and
Crusades.
power. Yeah.
Can I tell you one story from my game?
Please.
So I started in Ireland, which is I think just the tutorial starting point.
Yeah, you start. The normal is the Irish starting point. Ireland. I guess that's an island. Yeah,
Yes.
as far as I know. No, that Renee told me that's the suggested sort of campaign. Like, let's play an Irish lord.
And I was still learning the game, didn't know what was going on, slowly expanding, but like even taking Ireland was quite the feat. And then the Pope called out for the Crusades, and I figured, well, they're asking for my troops, so let's send them some troops.
Yeah.
And then I sent my oldest daughter to that area, the rather
Jerusalem?
half insel, Jerusalem. And there were just massive armies walking around everywhere and destroying cities, taking them, retaking them. And I started sieging a small city, basically.
Yeah.
And they couldn't really defend, but I didn't have enough troops to do anything with that. So that was how I spent the Crusades, basically, just sieging that city.
Right.
And at the end, when after, 20 years or so, the Crusades were done, they looked at the points. And because I had continuously sieged this one
All
city,
right.
I had gained the second highest rank, and they gave my daughter Jerusalem.
That's awesome. I love that story. See, that's the way. I'm sorry, Renee, but this is so much more interesting to me. That's why I wanted to just play this game without knowing what I'm doing, because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
If you're just a bumbling idiot and you don't, that. Maybe I should play it with someone who's not good at it.
It's great fun. Yeah.
And I wanted to mention it's not that long ago. There was a post on the Blind Reddit. Interestingly, someone released a mod for Crusader Kings that actually makes it completely screen reader accessible. At least
that's cool.
as far as this person claimed. I haven't tried it, but I've been meaning to sort of try it out. So maybe one day we'll do that. I don't know. It's probably that probably is only applying to Windows, where I so far have resisted having a screen reader. But like maybe I'll have to bite the bullet. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, that's cool.
As I said, it's good fun, and even more so if you just allow the game to happen and don't have any particularly any particular goals. Basically, you just let it happen, follow the story.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So this is where I would say that I want to take a break, but I don't need to take a break. We thought about putting like breaks in the podcast.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Let's have a break. This is where we cut or whatever.
Great cut, yes.
And now we're back.
Magic.
Vincent, I have a question for you. What is Helldivers and why is everyone into it so much?
Oh, God. What did I just do? I'm just...
you want to Google Helldivers?
Yes.
So we can have a picture.
Actually Helldivers 2, I believe.
Oh, is it? Okay. Never heard of the first one.
Yeah, it's a third-person shooter.
Like Halo?
No, Halo is first person.
Yeah,
right?
okay, sure.
Yeah.
Like Max Payne.
Yes, exactly. And that's about all that I know. It's group-based. That much I know. I don't know if you can play it alone.
Is it an extraction shooter like Tarkov?
I think so.
Okay, because that's like the new genre, right?
Yes. I've seen very little of it, but the one situation I have seen was a group of players fighting bugs and then escaping in a drop pod.
Is it like like Starship Troopers? Is that the game?
Sort of.
And you have to like build a base and then defend it against the bugs and stuff?
I don't know if you have to build a base, but
you can. Is base building included in the game?
I have no idea. Let me actually go to the stream.
It's okay.
Steam
like
page.
if you just don't know, but it's like so I've talked about this on stream, I'm sure, but I used to be really into this sort of
God, Steam is in German.
Oops. Well, that's what we'll have to deal with.
The trailer.
I used to be really into this Half-Life mod called Natural Selection, and you kind of also battled sort of alien bugs there. I've talked about it at length, I'm sure. But it also included like base building and like this whole strategy layer. And if they've sort of created a version of that game, I understand why everyone's into it so much, because that's a lot of fun. It used to be a lot of fun. That style of gameplay.
Yeah. Let me just read you the blip here.
Please.
The galaxy's last line of defense. Enlist in the Helldivers and join the fight for freedom across a hostile galaxy in a fast, frantic, and ferocious third-person shooter. And it says the tags are action, third-person shooter, multiplayer, and co-op.
Yeah.
I don't think it's base building, I guess.
I bet that's in there. I'm just going to bet. Because what you just read, that's totally Starship Troopers, right? Do you remember that in fiction advertisement to like sign up with the troopers? That's totally like enlist with the galaxy's defenders and stuff.
Also, the bugs kind of look similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I think it's more focused on smaller missions.
Right. Okay.
So you just spend like 20 minutes you are sent into an existing base, and then you spend 20 minutes extracting something and leave. And
maybe Helldivers 1 was with base building.
Maybe. I have no idea.
I'm obsessed with it because I vaguely remember hearing someone talk about base building in Helldivers.
Yeah, also wasn't
it doesn't matter that much.
I think they released a Starship Troopers game not too long ago.
Yeah, Helldivers probably.
No, that was an actual first-person Starship Troopers game. Yeah, man, this looks so much like the bugs are really similar.
Starship Troopers is a fun movie, man.
Yeah,
it's just it's not pretending to be anything else than what it is. You know what I mean?
It is afraid. Yeah. It's a
Like
good movie.
it's the kind of movie where I feel you really get the sense that everyone making it had fun making it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's true, but that's what it seems like.
Yeah. Oh, you have a jetpack here. The trailer's running, and they're also fighting like robots. Oh, but very different environments, like a snow planet and a jungle planet. And
It's cool. I'd be into it. Not a game I will ever play or like is playable in our format, but sounds cool. And now I think I understand why everyone's into it.
yeah, and this Starship Trooper game was also a lot of fun, apparently.
All right.
Just sort of the same kind of game, right? It's just protect the base from the bugs.
But the actual Starship Troopers game is by completely different developers, right?
I believe so, yes.
Who made Helldivers?
Arrowhead Game Studios is the developer, and
Alright.
the publisher is PlayStation.
Okay. Oh, it's the PlayStation game?
Well, yes.
But you can also play it on PC.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. I don't know how things work these days.
I didn't know PlayStation was
hey.
an actual publisher, but apparently.
Well, yeah, I don't know how that works either. This just reminds me, this is sort of old news by now, but sort of news. Did you hear about Microsoft sort of did I understand that correctly? What was actually news? There was news about Xbox, right? And they sort of relinquished exclusivity for their platform for various titles, or that was the rumor. No, I know there was a rumor about it. God, look at us podcasting. We're so on top of things.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just as soon as it's the topic is the PlayStations and Xboxes.
Yeah, you tune out just like me because it's
Yeah.
not my world. But I do like to follow the industry somewhat. But I also know, like, it was just a rumor. Nobody had nothing was confirmed. So I don't know.
Yeah, I am curious about how this, how the Xbox Game Pass will shape basically the world in gaming.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone can really predict that. It seems to be wildly successful, right? People love it.
Yes, very much so.
And maybe Microsoft said, okay, actually, we can just eat Sony's lunch if we just sort of let you buy PlayStation title. Or like you get the Game Pass and then you can play on the PlayStation with the Microsoft Game Pass, which is wild. And I don't know if that's actually what they want to do, but that's something I imagine.
I have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, can't help you there.
No, that's fine. I have another
missed the
thing
news.
I absolutely need to do with you because this came to my attention and it's very much up my alley because so the game I want to talk about is Indica. Have you heard of this?
Indica?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
INDICA. Can you Google it and can we possibly watch a trailer?
That's not okay.
I don't know what you're going to find.
With a K. Okay.
Oh, with a K? Okay, I was wrong.
Yeah, but it's just
Not
showed
into
the-
spelling.
Oh, what is it doing? I'm on the Steam page and it's opening somebody's stream. We do not want that. Okay. What am I looking at? There's a picture of a lot of nuns. Maybe?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're on the money.
let
Is
me
there a
just-
trailer?
Yes. Let me read the blip first.
Sure.
Play a third-person, story-driven game set in alternative Russia of the late 19th, it's in Roman
Yes.
numerals, 19th century, where religious visions clash with harsh reality. Indica tells the story of a young nun who sets off on a journey of self-discovery with the most unusual companion by her side, the devil himself.
So the thing about me, you might not know this, but I'm really into nuns.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
hear me out.
I didn't know that.
Sort of, this is a thing. Like, that's a sort of a trope in like stories, I guess. Like nun and monk related fiction. I apparently am really into that. Here's a little list. The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky, probably an influence to this game. You know, one of the main characters is a monk or like an ex-monk. Umberto Eco's Name of the Rose, like a monk monastery-based detective story. That's cool. I talked about it on the stream before.
I should watch that again or read it
It's really good.
at some point.
Yeah, you have to get to, anyway. I'm not going to talk about that book now. The Neil Stephenson's Anathem, Also, like that's it's so cool, that book, man. You should read that one. That's about no, I know you didn't like the other one, but let's not talk about that now. And that book is like also monk main character. So you start in the monastery and then it turns into a sort of 90s Bruce Willis Armageddon-esque we have to save the world story. It's amazing.
Okay.
I love it. And but you see a pattern develop here. I love this whole idea of having this sort of secluded, contemplative, very philosophical person who then gets thrown out and has to sort of mix in with the nastiness of the world, right? That kind of clash. I'm generally into that when that happens in fiction. And I don't know if Indica does it, but it certainly ticks all the boxes. Oh boy.
Okay.
Also, the alternative Russia and stuff is very interesting. Like the Russia of the 19th century, a very different beast from what we're dealing with today.
Don Solarione. Oh, it is from 11-bit Studios. I've seen other game they created, The Invincible, and it was pretty good.
Oh yeah? Okay, that is very promising.
Well, okay. The
11-bit Studios
is the publisher. The developer is Oddmeter.
Okay, I mean, being from the same publisher, of course, also gives a certain degree of pedigree to a product, right? But can you click on the studio? What else have they made, if anything?
So 11-bit Studios have done The Invincible, which I think I've seen a stream of. Frostpunk, Indica, and they've developed this War of Mine, which I've...
Oh, they made that? Okay, I know about that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool game.
Wow, okay.
And what did the developer Oddmeter actually do? Not a lot.
Okay.
They have released one game, Sacrolith, The Archer's Tale.
Okay.
Is a VR bow and arrow shooter.
Well, that sounds kind of neat, but very different, very more focused.
Definitely.
But okay, like I'm willing to give it a shot, even if they don't have
a shot, you know.
Yeah, right. Did not intend for that. Wasn't Frostpunk that game that was really popular with streamers? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's sort of a survival city builder, I think.
Yeah, that sounded fun. So this 11-bit publisher, very interesting, very promising in my opinion, and this might be a good game. Do you want to watch the trailer?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Do we get sound?
It's 5 minutes long.
I think if it's good, we can watch it.
Yeah,
all the way.
I'm gonna turn up the sound, and here we go.
Beat Studios. Today I have something very special for you. I wanted
wait. No, that's short gameplay with commentary. There is a trailer.
It's hard to imagine a place more distant from adventure than a convent.
Just watching a nun doing nun things working.
Yes, I'm here for it.
She's lifting a bucket from a well.
The heroine of this story, if it were up to her, would have preferred to stay within its walls. However, destiny had something different in store for her. Open it.
Riding a bike, exploring a village in the snow.
I feel like this game has a lot of contrast to the themes.
She's hiding from somebody. That's a lot going on.
God, I hope you can level up your praying in this.
I am pretty sure. She's carrying a letter, and now she's actually opening it.
How did that happen? First, you got pushed out of your house, and then out of the monastery. And if, by chance, you were to kill someone and go to jail, sooner or later you'd get pushed out of there as well. So where now? Huh? So many options.
Is this like... Okay, I'll talk about it later.
Grave, I think. Indica. Ask and you shall be deceived.
Oh, that's so good. That's a Jesus quote, man, right? Like, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find. You 11-bit, you know how to get me.
So there's a lot going on. Let me just go back to the beginning. Okay, she's working in this monastery alone for a while. There are no other nuns. It also did some very weird camera things.
Okay.
Like most of the time, like that. Most of the time, we just see her from a more or less normal camera perspective from a few meters away. And there were like 3 or 4 situations where the camera was basically connected to the face of the person, the main character in that moment.
Right.
Filming from directly below their nose, for example.
Okay. But is it like is it just the player that controls the camera?
I think that was just. I don't think that is from the actual gameplay.
Okay. It's just a weird trailer effect.
Here's an actual gameplay moment where she takes the bucket out of the well, and we see her standing next to the well, her hands on the winch, and there's a lift the bucket prompt.
Is that what he meant when he said take it out?
No, he was talking about a letter.
Okay.
So at the I don't know, 1 minute mark or so, she left the monastery, I think,
Right.
to deliver a letter. That was her
Okay.
quest. Also, the game mechanics are interesting because they're quite the contrast.
Yeah.
Currently, in the upper leftmost corner, there is the number 2034, and then a slash and 2190.
Probably XP.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's super pixelated. So in like 8-bit graphics.
Right.
And there was also something, let's see if I can find that. Okay, it looks like she also had like visions where she was exploring I don't know, like a cannery maybe, but there were giant fish floating around. Yes, here is the quest. Duty, all in black screen, just white letters on the screen, again in this pixelated font. Duty, deliver the letter to Father Herman at the Danilov Monastery, plus 100 points. And with, you can accept it with a left click.
That's what was missing in my nun and monk related fiction, like level up mechanics and XP.
There are definitely, like, they showed what you can actually do. Oh yeah, there's the.
So like a skill tree, because like you might think I'm being facetious. I'm not joking. Well, kind of, but it's also like I'm also serious in the sense that the idea of having skill trees and leveling up, like thinking about, oh, do I level up praying or would I rather level up my visions or whatever? That gets me so excited, right? Because I do love my RPG mechanics. It's just occasionally, I've been playing games for a while and I've been there and thought about, oh, do I level up Fireball or Spectral Blade?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now I got improved Spectral Blade. Like,
There we go.
what?
I found the level up screen.
Nice.
That
Can you
they
describe it a little bit?
Yeah, it's very simplistic. At the top, it's a level up, and then you have a line of options that you go through. From the left, you start with 9. Don't know what that means. And then you can decide, in this case, the character or the mouse is selecting Guild 5, gain 75 points right now.
Right.
Or you can choose the other option, which I don't know what that is. Do they show that here? Don't think so. Nope. No, it's okay. Oh yeah, Repentance 7. Every time you get points, you gain a chance to get an extra 35. And below that, we can also see there's the XP numbers, I guess, to reach these checkpoints. So the 9 thingy is at 1,470, and then the next level is at 1,630, and it ends after 5 level ups with a giant star at 2,190.
Well, the thing is, I have no idea what these numbers mean because I don't know what gives how much XP in the game.
Yeah.
Although we saw the letter with like 100 points. Right now, I'd be more interested in, okay, any abilities and their names and descriptions.
Yeah.
But I'm also just happy. I'm already happy with what we've learned so far. Like, the rest I might just learn by actually playing the game. Because this is, right now, this is top of my list, I can tell you that. Like 4 candidates to play on He Makes Me Play.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. What do you
I
think,
mean-
Vincent? I know it might not tick your boxes as much as mine.
I don't really know yet. The level up mechanic seems pretty simplistic, to be honest.
Sure. But like more simple than Disco Elysium, because that's also, right? You just have these skills and you put points in them.
Yeah, because in Disco Elysium you have to choose between 16 skills, I guess.
Okay. And here it's just not that much choice.
Yeah, here it's just choose option 1 or option 2.
Right.
And then once you get the next level, you get option 1 again or option 2.
Well, the way that might be exciting is what if it's random, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Then that I love that kind of shit. Though I prefer having 3 choices in that case, but I know that's weirdly specific. But that's how Heroes of Might and Magic did it, and that was fun.
Yeah. I'm not super turned off by it. It's just okay. Seems pretty simplistic. So far, so did the gameplay in general, from what little I've seen. But the story certainly seems interesting.
Yeah, it sort of stands and falls with the writing and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think the intro, I presume the guy who was narrating was the devil. And
Yes,
I
I agree.
think that works for me. That's I can work with that devil. That's a good version
Yep.
of it, right?
I agree.
Yeah, it's very promising in my opinion. And I don't know. I'd like to look into it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely.
I wish I could play this
along
with
for
a
the
real
ride.
life nun, but I don't know any. I think that would be very interesting.
Neither.
Yeah. Maybe I should ask some nuns. They have to do helpful deeds, right? I could say, "Oh, I'm a poor blind boy. I need help with something." Of course, my child. What is it that you need? Well, there's this game, you see.
Is that how you corrupt them? You devil.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, but the level up mechanics seem a little simplistic." I have to say.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Honestly, it reminds me a little of the Telltale games, honestly. Just from
Like
the,
Walking Dead.
Yeah, just from the graphics.
Yeah, I can
and-
totally imagine that.
Gonzalerione, there is a potential for She Makes Me Pray.
That's very good.
Yeah.
He Makes Me
Well
Pray.
played.
That's been on my list for a long time, but She Makes Me Pray is even better. We might think about putting that in the title or whatever.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just it looks a little similar, though of maybe higher quality in the cutscenes.
Sure. I like the Telltale style, though. For me, that's not a downside, although I know that the Telltale games, well, they could there was some negative stuff about. I'm being really vague, I know, but like, do you know what I mean? Like people, I mean, I like them, but I can see that people said it's like sometimes the story I think was a bit too linear or too railroady, I guess is the term I'm looking for. Would you agree?
Yeah, I remember playing the Walking Dead and really enjoying it. I think I've played it with Renee. I don't know. And I really enjoyed it until I figured out that decisions don't really matter as
Right,
much
yeah,
as
yeah.
the game pretends they do, which is, well, at that point, why make decisions at all, right? What's the game?
Yeah. I can see that. That's exactly what I was getting at.
Yeah.
So hopefully
I will say-
Indica is better at it.
I am quite intrigued by these visions and what little we have seen of the world.
Yeah, the weird stuff, right?
Because at the beginning of the game, she was in a monastery, I think, and very low tech, if you will. But here I've paused the video where she is in some sort of barrel. I don't know. Maybe there's steam
Engines?
machines, maybe.
Okay.
It's not quite clear, but there are also, like, she's in some kind of hall, and there are a lot of barrels stashed, like oil barrels.
Yeah, maybe an oil refinery.
And above them is something like almost like tracks for
A train.
train, yeah, or maybe just a cart. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess if it's 19th century.
Yeah, it's the industrialization.
That's, appropriate, but also that looks interesting. And then the visions even more so. They were wild.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into the psychedelic aspects of monastic life. I'm looking forward to that. Also, where do you think the title comes from? Indica, because that's a strain of marijuana, right? Like, I'm no expert, but as far as I know, there's sativa and indica, right? Am I wrong?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. We need an expert. But
I am not.
Yeah, but that might be a reference to that. I don't know, which might speak to the psychedelic aspects. Because I vaguely remember that like one of those strains, according to experts, is like more of a sort of body kind of experience, and the other one is more mental.
Yes.
Right? And like maybe highlighting the more psychedelic aspects of the marijuana experience. And maybe it's indica, and that would check out with the flying fishes and stuff that you've described. Did they have flying fishes? Is that right?
No, they were hanging. But,
Oh, okay.
Also part of this machinery thing, but
So maybe not hallucinatory at all.
maybe not. But the colors would indicate that there was something going on.
It would indicate, would you say?
Also, you are correct. Indica is, this is all in German, so.
Nice, you looked it
are
up. Very
at,
good. But is it the more mental one? What does it say? You're looking at Wikipedia. They're probably not going to get you tips on how to get high.
Well, you would think that.
You have to ask your AI. From now on, I'm almost at that point where I no longer Google shit. I just ask my AI.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
It might be somewhere in here, but
All right.
no idea.
Well, we can. Speaking of which, so that was Indica. Thanks for talking to me about it, Vincent. That was
It sounds interesting.
it goes on the
Looks
list.
interesting.
I'm very intrigued, obviously. But also, I do know we have a long list, and the list is fictitious.
Yes.
It doesn't actually
It's
exist.
so
but
long.
I remember there's also that weird game about like from Ice Pick Lodge that we wanted to play.
Which one? They're all weird.
This small one about the small town, I guess in Russia. I guess if you want to be deep and literary nowadays, you just put everything into Russia. But it's about like old friends meeting there or whatever. I remember us talking about it. It's okay.
I'm looking it up right now, but I don't. What
That's the
was
thing.
it?
I wish they would list the sort of playtime for Indica. Because I could see this as an like 8-hour experience, and then I would just like cram it in between Baldur's Gate.
Which one of these is this? Know by Heart? Knock Knock?
I think Know by Heart. I think that was it, Vincent.
Childhood friends
Yeah, there you go.
reunite after spending a long time apart, revisiting old memories and rekindling their friendship.
Is it set in Russia?
However, something beyond their control will ruin this reunion. It doesn't say, and it doesn't.
God damn it.
Wow.
Wow.
It looks like a fiction place.
The thing, so Ice Pick Lodge,
Yeah,
of course, also made Pathologic, which is very much set in a small Russian town.
Yeah.
Kolya's gone.
Oh,
Sineda is worried because he promised
watch
to
the
drive her to Kazan.
depending how
I've
long
had
it is.
bad premonitions.
Okay.
Something bad is going on in this town.
You need to see this.
Katya grabbed me and locked us in the bathroom. That bang
Just gonna maximize.
on the door.
He boozed away the last of his brains.
They say it's some kind of emergency.
Having deja vu. Like this has happened before.
This doesn't feel like the town I knew. Do you really not recognize me? Here's a clue. Tjoma, you, and...
Where is Asya now, alone in the middle of the night?
Hey, mister! Yeah, you're there in the uniform. It's on!
Trust is the most important thing now. Former friends are turning into strangers.
Sorry, buddy. An order's an order.
And I had the luck to get stuck with you here.
You
Oh, this
here
might be
for a blood
depressing
test?
game.
What?
Yeah, why, right? We're Pathologic with such an upbeat, joyful
Yes,
masterpiece.
I've seen the helicopters. Yes, I am home. I am fine.
intercity travel has been suspended and curfews are in effect at night hours.
Yeah, this is depressing.
We steal
None of these characters have faces.
What?
I'm going to get out of here. It's now or never.
Your time's up.
This is like pathologic mini.
See you tomorrow.
Kind of, yeah.
I hope
It's also
there will
like
be
Spoilers for
tomorrow.
pathologic.
The graphics are sort of
The tea is so
reduced.
delicious. Just like when we were kids, home after a snowball fight.
As
I
kids,
think I've seen enough.
we
I
were
don't know how
always
long this goes.
anxious
Yeah.
to know what the fence was for. What was on.
All right. Also, damn you, game developers! Now I want to play this as
Yeah,
well.
of course.
I mean, I say it's depressing, but I also like it, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's just I get a different vibe. Interesting comparison right now. Thanks for watching these trailers with me, because I feel like Indica is such a. They're similar in ways, but also very different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the tone I get from Indica is very upbeat and joyful, even though it probably also has some heavy subject matter, I would assume. But it's very different. This has this difficult piano in the background, and it's very ponderous.
depressing, yeah.
But
Slow.
but not bad. Like I think the voice acting is also fine for what
Mhm.
they're going for, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just still intrigued by the faces.
What do you
Oh.
mean they have no faces? Like in a horror movie, like just a mask of flesh?
No. I mean, so what we see here is we follow a character, a male character, and blue shirt, dark pants around this small village or town, and see him in different situations, sometimes alone, more often than not with someone else. And the graphics are pretty low fidelity, I would say. And they just don't have faces.
Yeah,
There's
can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's just like imagine you make a person out of clay, and you
Right.
just don't make a face. It's just
They have no eyes and no nose?
yeah, just the head shape.
So it is actually. It's like flesh mask maybe sounds too much like horror movie, but like
Yeah.
it's a mannequin, like a clothes puppet.
Basically.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Isn't that super creepy
But
to look at?
not even. No, you're correct. Some of the more modern mannequins, I guess, have
Yeah, they have
like hints of eyes and stuff like
So a
that.
low
But-
fidelity mannequin.
Yes.
All right.
But then they have like detailed hands, for example. It's just
But from the trailer, I gather that the theme of the game is sort of memory and recognition and lack thereof, and this might be a very conscious choice on the part of the developer.
yeah. I will also say there were at least two situations in this trailer where the gameplay was basically puzzling out a picture that was broken up into different parts.
Right.
And they were just like pictures you would take on a vacation of a group of people.
Yeah.
And in that case, they do have faces.
Huh. So in your memory, they do. Maybe this is about a person who is suffering from face blindness. And what a great way for games to give you that experience.
Maybe that, or just some kind of memory loss illness, where they just don't remember who that person is they are talking to.
Yeah. Or like they got a traumatic brain injury and now they can't recognize faces anymore, but they can still remember them.
Yeah.
It's all very interesting. Too many good games.
Uh-huh.
Like this also has me intrigued. Yeah. I'd probably decide now just based on playtime, but I guess they don't list that, right?
No, I mean, we might find out. But
Yeah, but we can do research on stream. But that was fun. Thanks, Vincent, for indulging my interest.
yeah, thanks for mentioning Indica. I hadn't heard of it before.
Yeah.
I am intrigued.
It's cool. So now, if you agree, we would segue without a segue into some AI shenanigans. Are you up for that?
Sure.
Yeah, because I definitely used what we did last time. I'm going to switch over to Emacs here.
Left parent ends to right parent. Marius at interlock odds lambda.
And sort of built a little bit on top of that. Like I've built in like streaming and stuff, which believe last time we had it so that you weren't seeing the text as it is being produced, right?
I think at the end we got that.
Yeah.
But
well, we'll see. Now, I'd like your feedback on what you prefer. Also for this kind of setup, like, because I thought at first it's nicer to just hear the TTS speaking things out loud and not get spoiled by the written text, but maybe that's totally wrong. Maybe it's a better experience to
like the text, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that. It's like subtitles, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's also, I think, just a better experience for viewers of the videos, because otherwise all you look at is just blank Emacs. And now, hopefully, so let's see how this works with the text on now. And also for today, last time we looked at several different characters, right?
Yes.
All doing sort of Dungeons and Dragons role playing. I still want to do D&D, of course, but today I thought, I've prepared one character and I've put a little bit of work into that guy, and I think he works sort of well. Definitely needs more testing, but that's what I have you for, right?
Sure.
But what I wanted to do today, instead of switching out the character, I wanted to keep the character constant, but then change the underlying AI model in the background. So we can compare different models and get a sense of also like, what is actually the difference between a model with like 30 billion parameters versus a model with 7 billion parameters. And I think it's quite noticeable, but it's always interesting to see what are the nuances, right? And so I have several models.
Left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock odds lambda.
We can look at them here.
.llm underscore layers 28% pound generated on 2024-02-15 pound dot slash pound listed values are what will be used for a particular model by the backend comma, not the maximum model capability dot. Regenerating this pound list space.
So good ones are definitely and they all, by the way, have crazy names. And this is just the scene of open source local large language models, right? And of course, you have nothing like to go on here, but you could pick one with a cool name that intrigues you. Also, though, I definitely want to test out either Neuro-Made or Daring-Made. Those are both, like the Neuro, as far as I know, stands for No Robot. And they have been sort of trained and fine-tuned to have a much more natural way of speaking.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Because the normal models, they all have that sort of AI. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
it is important to blah, blah, blah.
Well, after watching Indica, or the trailer rather, why don't we start with Unholy?
You want to start with the weird one? Don't you want to keep Unholy for later?
I think we're already weird. So
you want to try Unholy? Okay. The only thing, I don't want to spend super long on Unholy because I think it's a smaller one. I might be wrong.
Unholy-v2-13b.q8_0.gov tab 666 tab 8184.
Okay. So the first number, by the way, that's the number of layers offloaded to the GPU. It's 666 because I'm a little joker. But it just means this is so small it can unload all of its models. Let's
4:58 p.m. shell 1 left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock odds. No match. Left dot slash mod. Left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock odds lambda.
I'm in OBS.
Prog AI ghost box. Model slash. No match. NU. Run dot. H. Run dot unholy dash v2-13.
All right.
Ampersand. Control at. Found layers in layers file bottom.
This will take a moment.
Bottom. Left parent ends 2 right paren.
And we're going to look at the RAM.
Free colon. 10,097 milli left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock.
If the RAM keeps going down, it's still loading.
Free colon. 2,945 millis colon. Left parent ends 2 right paren.
Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not that small. I don't remember.
Free colon. 2,945 millis colon. Left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock post box lambda.
I don't remember. Hold on. Let me check something about Unholy.
Prog AI. Cabo de slap. Model slap. No match. NU. Unholy-v2-13b-gguf. Readme.md. Plate start dash left parent end. I-search backward code. Donators will get priority set left parent end. I-search back bang left left brace prompt right brace. Left off repound instruction colon. Below is an instruction that describes backward. Pound prompt template colon. Alpaca.
All right.
Left parent end 2.
I just needed to know the prompt
Prog
template.
AI ghost box.
And now we're ready. So today we're going to play with Volo, who will be our dungeon master. Yes. I'm very excited about Volo with TTS and with the prompt format Alpaca. There you go.
Left bracket 1 meter, left bracket 30 not feather.
gonna turn off the screen reader. You're on your own now, Vincent.
Okay.
Well, you can type stuff in. Would you like to, for the benefit of me and for the viewers, this initial message, this will always be the same. That's why the AI doesn't read it out. Could you read this out? What's the situation right now?
So, my ever so adventurous friend Marius, last night, in a drunken haze of glory or folly, you agreed to escort a famous historian on his travels to Candlekeep. Right now, you find yourself at a trade post just outside El Turil. The air busy with summer heat and the smell of horse dung. In front of you stands a wagon filled to the brim with books, covered by a thin sheet of sailcloth. Next to it stand a tall, half-orc woman, a fabulously dressed gentleman, and a pig. What do you do? Actually, hold on a second. Before we start, be so kind as to tell me again your race and your class. Good Marius.
Yes. This, as always, I sneak the whole race and class thing in there, but it kind of works so far. So, yeah, you get to pick, Vincent. How do you want to start?
I do want... So, you want me to play D&D, right?
Absolutely. Or do whatever you want.
It's
the freedom that's the cool part of this.
We haven't done half, so half orc, farmer. Let's see how it does.
Sure.
How is that?
Yeah.
I speak to the pig. Hello, pig. Obviously, I speak to animals. I'm a farmer. That's what farmers do.
You hit enter?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is it doing something?
Yeah, I don't know. What a great way to start. Oh, no, but it's doing something, I think, because it's not showing you the feather. Right?
What feather? There's...
Oh, this little symbol?
Yeah,
you see that,
showing that in front of the cursor.
Oh, I
turned off DT feather.
Yeah, okay.
Feather. I'm
technical difficulties, everyone. Feather.
Let's get him out right
feather.
now.
Pound 62,500.0, pound 0.62 west, pound 0. Pound 0. Feather. Left bracket 0 meters. Feather. Feather. Feather.
What did it do?
Feather. Pound backend colon. Lana.cp pound backend status colon. Okay. Pound max underscore context underscore length colon. 8,184 left pound models. Feather.
I think I know what's going on.
Feather. Slash stats backend. Feather. 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 Slash stats backend.
What's going on?
I am a half dash speak the 618 long line. So comma. My ever so adventure. I am a half dash or slash. Feather. Feather. Left bracket 1 feather. Slash I am a half dash slash stats backend. I am a half dash orc farmer dot. I speak to the pig dot quote hello. So comma. My ever so adventurous friend. I am a half dash orc farmer feather.
Why is it not showing that when I do
feather.
it all?
Slash stats backend. I am a half dash orc farmer dot. So comma. My ever so adventurous friend 3 pound response colon. So comma. My ever so adventurous friend Marius comma. I am a half dash orc farmer dot. So comma. Instruction. Marius. Dot 3 pound s dot pound space capital I.
I understand.
Feather.
Okay.
Left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock post box lambda.
I may have forgotten to do a thing.
Script slash. Ghost box. Install. Slash home slash Marius slash dot loop. Installing chart slash home slash Marius slash. Installing template chat left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock post box lambda.
Let's try again real quick.
Post a dot slash scripts slash quit slash log slash print slash log slash status slash stats backend slash time. I am a half dash orc farmer dot ghost box dash follow dash tts dash.
There you go. So this is about that prompt format thing that I mentioned before and did not explain, but I mean, it's sort of boring technical stuff, but these models all have their own sort of bookkeeping that they want done behind the scenes. And the unholy model just has a different one than the one we're usually using. And I think that's just tripping it up right now.
Feather.
The unholy AI is already corrupting the PC.
Yes, exactly. You've put it much better than me. But we can do the exact same thing.
Ghostbox dash a dot slash script slash quit slash log slash print slash log slash stats slash time. I'm a half dash orc farmer dot. I speak to the pig dot quote hello pig dot quote.
Enter now.
Yep.
Left bracket 1 meter left bracket 1 left bracket 0 meters left bracket 35 meters feather left bracket.
You approach Chunky with an easy smile on your face, and he looks at you with his tiny eyes. You have no idea what he thinks of you or how he responds to your greeting, but that's neither here nor there, is it? Now then, let's get started. As you speak to the pig, Volo turns to Ludmilla and says,
What does he say?
Is he done?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Weird spot to end on, but sure.
do we speak for Volo?
I don't know. So it's an awkward spot to end on. I mean, you could. What do you want to do, Vincent?
I just want to hit enter again and see where it
Sure.
goes.
Yeah, you can do that.
Ludmilla, my good woman, I believe we are ready to set off for Candlekeep. Let us make haste, for the road is long.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll see where this goes.
Should I just hit enter again?
No, like I don't know, man.
I mean,
he should be
indicate that he's done talking, which is in character to Volo.
Yeah. Just so this is. I haven't tried out Unholy for this, but I'm observing already that Unholy, I think, is not super great at following instructions. Because he's definitely instructed to be more sort of a dungeon master, right? And he's not doing that so far.
Yeah, so far he's basically just telling a story.
Yeah.
You can't talk to the pig anyway. This is a bad DM.
Well, I mean, we'll see. Maybe you should take some action, Vincent.
Okay. So we want to go to Candlekeep, right? Let's go, I say, and begin walking.
You got the wagon, man. I'm just mentioning it. But I guess I should just let you play. I'm sorry.
Begin walking.
Yes, you should just do that.
Yeah.
Volo moves towards his wagon and climbs up onto the driver's seat, adjusting himself comfortably as he takes hold of the reins. Ludmilla follows suit, jumping up behind Volo with a grunt. Chunky remains where he is, happily munching on some hay. The half-orc barbarian nods at you and says, "All right then. Let's move."
Wait, who's the half-orc barbarian? Is that Volo?
That's Ludmilla.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, he's got the details together, right? You even remember the wagon and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, right now, I'm just not feeling the drama. But that's okay. Real-life dungeon masters also are lacking in that department sometimes.
We are not leaving Chunky behind, I scream, and grab the pig.
Volo looks at you, surprise in his eyes. "Marius," he says with a slight chuckle, "I believe that's unnecessary. Chunky will be perfectly fine here while we travel." He then continues, "But if it makes you feel better, by all means, bring him along."
The contempt.
Cool.
I strap Chunky onto my back and climb
That's pretty good.
aboard.
Volo watches as you secure the pig to your back, a bemused smile playing on his lips. He raises an eyebrow at Ludmilla, who shrugs her shoulders and nods, seemingly unconcerned about the situation. With that, Volo cracks his whip, and the cart begins to move forward, leaving Elturel behind as it rolls towards Candlekeep.
All right.
Okay.
I guess now you can just hit enter. Yeah. Let's see. I want to give him a little bit more of a chance. It's also, like, you may have noticed, the whole setup is different, right? Because I wanted to try it, like last time we had it set up where they would get the name and like the colon, and then their sort of part of the dialogue would come. Right. And we, like with this, I'm trying to do it differently without all that stuff. Sort of more freeform, and also they get to say way more, right? He's like not as limited. Last time they had a 50 token character limit, and now it's like 300 tokens. Like eventually I make him stop, but it's also Volo, and he's like verbose at heart.
Yes.
So sometimes he can like go on a bit long.
Well, let's hit enter and see how the travel goes. I don't know if that worked.
if the feather comes up right away.
Yes.
But that's okay. He's yeah, it's
Is
weird.
he just done?
No, yeah, he's telling you he's done, basically. He really wants input from you now.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, they can do that. They just send the end of string token, and then it returns to you. So
Well, let me do something here. So why do you want to go to Candlekeep? I ask the famous historian.
Volo looks at you from his perch on the wagon, a distant expression in his eyes as he reminisces about the past. Candlekeep, he begins, his voice soft and melodic, is more than just a library fortress to me. It is a place where I first discovered my love for history, a place where I found inspiration for many of my songs and stories. It holds within its walls countless books that have yet to be read, tales waiting to be told. He pauses for a moment, his gaze focused on the distant horizon. And besides, he adds with a mischievous grin, it's always good to have an excuse to get out of town for a while.
all right. Yeah, he's melodramatic. It got that right about Volo.
Sorry? Question mark. I ask as I feed the pig.
On your back.
Mm-hmm.
You just hand hamburgers over your shoulder.
Carrots here.
Does it also like keep shitting and like
Volo laughs heartily, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Oh, Marius! You are such a delightful companion on this journey. No need to apologize. Your innocence is charming. He pats you on the back and continues. What I meant was that sometimes it's nice to have a reason to travel, to escape the mundane routine of everyday life. Candlekeep offers an opportunity for adventure, knowledge, and perhaps even fortune.
It's very interesting to me because just like with Carlac, when we did Carlac and stuff, there's like secrets and facts that the AI knows built into this scenario. And he's not letting that shit on. Like, that's very interesting to me.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's not like I'm just a warning, he's sort of bullshitting you, right?
I'm not
Which is
surprised.
very in character for Volo.
Fortune. I ask Volo as I draw another potato. Actually, that makes no sense.
Volo nods his head, a knowing look in his eyes. Oh yes, he says, leaning forward conspiratorially. You see, my friend, there are many treasures hidden within the walls of Candlekeep, some known only to its most devoted scholars and guardians. A clever man like yourself could easily find a way to acquire such wealth without raising too much suspicion. He winks at you, his tone suggesting that he believes you have what it takes to succeed in this venture.
Is he like getting you to do a heist on Candlekeep? That's so suicidal.
What are you suggesting, sire? I ask.
Volo smiles, his eyes twinkling with mischief. Oh, nothing too nefarious, Marius. Just a little bit of exploring. A few secret passages uncovered here and there. I've heard tales of forgotten rooms filled with riches that no one dares to touch. Why not see if those stories are true? He pauses for effect before adding, after all, fortune favors the bold.
All right.
Sir, I am a farmer.
All right. I forgot about your class choice. Is that why you're so affectionate with the pig?
Yes, of course. As I pet the chunky.
The chunky. The chunky comes with us.
Volo laughs heartily, his eyes dancing with merriment. Ah, Marius. You are indeed a man of many talents and hidden depths. A farmer who can also charm pigs and navigate through secret passages. Quite the impressive resume. He pats you on the back again, his tone warm and sincere. Don't worry about your past, my friend. The future is yours to shape however you see fit.
Cool.
I can navigate secret passages. I ask wide-eyed. I love this character.
Volo chuckles and shakes his head, a fond smile playing on his lips. No, my dear Marius, you can't navigate secret passages at the...
What's going on? He got cut off?
Yes, I guess. You can't navigate secret passages at the moment. But with time, patience, and a bit of guidance from someone more experienced in such matters, I believe you have the potential to become quite skilled in that regard.
All right.
He winks at you again, his tone encouraging and supportive. After all, fortune favors the bold and the resourceful.
I hope the TTS didn't crash. We'll see, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, maybe you guys should either get a room or move this forward somehow. I don't know.
You mean me and Chunky, right?
You and Volo, or whatever.
Are we there yet? I ask Volo. Oh, that doesn't look promising.
Ah, here we go.
Broken pipe.
TTS got bored of our story. It's okay.
Turn off DT bottom.
It's just ran out of
Bottom.
RAM, I think. Unholy Volo.
Bottom. 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 Bottom.
What's going on?
// quit. /save unholy dash follow. Broken pipe error colon left bracket self dot tts dot dim dot flash left parent right file code /home /Marius self dot communicate tts left bottom /quit.
Might be unrecoverably crashed. I'm sorry, Vincent. This glorious story might be gone into the ether.
Oh no.
Trass left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock goes box.
Me too. This was just the first attempt. Now you get a sense of it.
Free colon 2 left parent ends free colon 2700 nib.
Yeah, this might just be not quite
Left
enough
parent ends 2 right
for
paren. Marius at interlock goes box lambda.
Interesting to know. We'll watch out for that for the next one.
It's in character. The unholy AI crashes your PC.
Yeah, it's true. So do you want to, but it's good to start again. I also noticed I forgot to set the name correctly. Do you want to try Unholy again, or do you want to try a different one?
Let's try something else.
Yeah, okay. I also, before we do it, this is just from my entertainment. I'm going to start the normal AI assistant with TTS. That's it. Oh no, prompt format.
Alpaca. Left A. Control
As
F.
I said, I haven't tried out Unholy very much.
Dolphin.
And I like to ask them just this is a sort of stock question that I like to ask them to assess their general intelligence. All right, so hold on.
9.
I have 8 eggs, 4 water bottles, and a laptop.
Suge. Space. Cap Suge.
Suggest to me a configuration of these items to balance them on top of each other.
Left bracket 0 meters left bracket 34 meters dolphin left bracket.
Oh, I don't know. Might not have a voice set. You might have to read this out.
Glad you
Turn off
asked.
D1000.
Here's one possible configuration. And then it stops.
Oh, and then just so maybe not that intelligent.
Yeah, instead of giving you a bad answer.
Dolphin. I have I'm glad you asked. Bang. Here tick S1 possible configuration colon. Dolphin.
All right, or no.
Left bracket 0 meters. Left bracket 34 meters. Dolphin.
Does it continue?
Nope. That's just a dolphin.
I have 8 dolphin. I tick I'm glad you asked. Bang. Here tick S1 possible configuration code. Dolphin.
Oh, this is very disappointing. Yeah, I don't know. Might be the format again. Like, again, Unholy is very untested. Let's try another one.
Left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock
bit
box
underwhelming, I have to say. Now, we have to kill the server.
Terminated.
There you go.
Bottom.
Let me check again.
.llm underscore layer pound generated on pound dot slash script slash goes box pound list of values are what will be used pound model Noramade dash v 0.4 dash mixel dash instruct dash 8x7 v.q4 underscore k underscore m dot gov tab 25 tab 4000 Noramade dash 4092.
That has also here the second number is the context. That's like the maximum number of tokens it can keep in memory at the same time. You may have also noticed I sort of overestimated
Unholy dash v2 dash 13 v.q8 under
giving it an 8,000 context. That might be a bit. That might be the reason the TTS crashed. Right. So let's try Neuromate.
5:21 p.m. shell 1 bottom. .lf 5:21 p.m. bottom. .llm underscore late 5:21 p.m. shell bottom. Yes. Left bracket left parent ends 2.
Okay.
Model slash.
Models.
No match. Oh cap. Run dot. O n. Run dot Noramade dash v 0.4 dash mixel dash instruct setting context to 4090 bottom.
All right.
Bottom. 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 Bottom.
Oh.
Interrupted this job. Left parent ends 2 right paren. Model slash. Run dot. No match. O n. Run dot Noramade dash. Ampersand. Control at. Found layers in layers file $ slash bottom.
Putting it in the background.
Left parent ends 2 right paren. Marius at interlock post box lambda. Free colon 3642 left parent ends 2 free colon 3642.
It's a bit more, right? Before we were at 2000 something.
Yeah.
Left parent ends 2 right
Might be a
paren.
good
Marius
idea to have some wiggle room. I honestly don't completely understand like how the RAM usage exactly pans out as you're using it. And, you know, as the context that you are using grows, I feel like he keeps using more and more RAM, but
would make sense.
It eludes me to completely accurately predict that. And I think I'm not the only one. But okay. So we want TTS. The prompt format is the default one. And also, I forgot, you can have a username. Do you want to be Vincent or do you want like a character name?
Oh, let's do a character name.
Yeah. Who do you want to be? You want to do the farmer again, give him a name, or do you want to do something else?
Let's do Gosh.
Gosh.
The half-orc.
Oh.
Gosh.
Farmer.
So just like this, Gosh? You can't...
Then doesn't need to be an R in there.
H-S-O-S.
Gosh.
Sure.
Like borscht.
H.
Okay.
Control at H. Control at.
Gosh. All right.
It's not
Gosh
an
and
orc.
chunky rolls off the tongue quite nicely.
Yes.
I like it.
It's
All
not
right.
an orc name without
Usage
an
colon.
R.
Ghost box left bracket dash H right left parent ends 2 right
something's
paren. Marius at inter ghost box dash C dash TTS dash U gorsh. Left parent end U gorsh. Dash U. Capital G. U.
Why did she complain?
Dash space S T T dash dash space C dash C space.
Got the Volo.
Left parent ends 2 right paren.
Of course.
Left bracket 1 meter left bracket feather.
There. All right, it's all yours. Here we go. Volo number 2, now with Neuromate.
So, my ever so adventurous friend Gorsh. Last night, in a drunken haze of glory or folly, you agreed to escort a famous historian on his travels to Candlekeep. Right now, you find yourself at a trade post just outside El Turel. The air busy with summer heat and the smell of horse dung. In front of you stands a wagon filled to the brim with books, covered by a thin sheet of sailcloth. Next to it stand a tall half-orc woman, a fabulously dressed gentleman, and a pig. What do you do? Actually, hold on a second. Before we start, be so kind as to tell me again your race and your class, good Gorsh. I am a half-orc farmer.
Very good.
Let's see. I'm not gonna tell him what I'm gonna do.
Well, I can definitely hear my graphics card working. So.
Yes. Oh no, broken pipe.
Oh really? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He started. The sturdy son of a human mother and an orc father, a tiller of earth, a nurturer of life, a fitting companion for this perilous journey.
It's just the TTS. No worries. It's also that when I tried this out, of course it was without streaming. Oh,
Turn off DT left parent ends 2 right. Left parent ends 2 right dot LLM underscore layers bottom 2 fundamental. Pound list of values pound model pipe GP Normade dash V0.4 dash mixed Normade 4092 25.
The context,
Tab
but we
2
just
5
sort of reduce
5.
Like let's take 3 layers off of the GPU and see.
Saving file slash homes 5:25 p.m. Left parent ends 2 right
As
Marius
far as I
box
can
lambda.
tell, there's like no one has come up so far with a very convenient way to do this, where it sort of automatically does all that stuff. This is all still very fiddly in a way.
Left box
and
dash.
I have to like restart this. And
Terminated. Dot. Model slash.
Run.
Run.normade dash V0.4 dash mixed dash instruct dash
So
8x7b dot
reduce
24
the
underscore k
amount
underscore.
of layers. Oh, and I forgot.
Interrupted this adjust left bracket 1 right bracket plus exit 143 dot slash mod left parent end dot slash model space
When do
H
I get to be a
space
farmer
control F
again, Mario?
ampersand
Yeah, I know.
control F
This is all.
found layers and layers file dollar bottom left parent ends 2 right
All
parent
right, and now we just watch the
free colon
run.
5919 left parent ends 2 189 mid pipe slash U left free colon 5919 mid used colon left
So
parent
we're
ends
at
2 right
like
parent Marius at interlock box lambda
like MB almost. That should be. There's plenty of wiggle room. It's always just a trade-off. Oh, does it like it will reduce the amount of tokens you get per second, right? And when it's streaming, you'll probably see it gets a bit slower, but it's like it's usually everything above like 3 tokens per second is still faster than the TTS can say it.
left parent ends 2 right parent
Should
Marius
be
at interlock
fine. Let's see again. Now it has plenty of wiggle room. Gorsh is who we are. Yes, I did tell it to go to be Volo. Very good. Let's see.
left bracket 1 meter left bracket feather
All right.
Here we go.
No need to read it again, Vincent. We know the setup. Now let's hope it actually works.
I'm the
space HE
half orc
M
farmer.
Very good.
Waiting.
Ah, the salt of the earth, the unyielding strength of the land itself. A fitting companion for such an endeavor.
Broken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it did write a bit more, but
Oh,
it
man.
broke again.
I don't understand, Vincent.
What is happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
turn off DTK dash left parent ends 2 right parent keyboard interrupt waiter dot file code slash USR slash lib slash python 3.11 slash reading dot high quote comma line 300 all 24 caret signaled equals self dot underscore con dot wait left period right paren file code slash USR slash self dot stream underscore done dot wait left paren right file code slash home slash Marius slash prog slash AI slash goes back end dot wait for stream left paren right paren file code slash home slash off 40 caret prog dot add AI text left parent prog dot communicate left parent prog dot build prompt left parent and auth 3 file code slash main dot main left file code slash c dash c broken pipe error colon left rack self dot tts dot file code slash home slash self dot communicate file code slash home self dot print left parent self dot get AI color formatter left file code slash home slash callback left parent left bracket code content code right bracket file code slash callback left file code slash self dot underscore target file code self dot run left paren right paren left parent and c file code slash home c dot broken pipe error colon left bracket arrow 32 right bracket broken pipe self dot tts dot dim dot flush file code slash home slash more left parent and 2 right paren Marius at inter
Sorry, live hacking, everyone. Very interesting. I just want to try this again and observe something. What did we do? Yeah, that's it. All right.
feather
All right.
M 5 Marius at interlock 774 mid pipe obs 18,656 mid pipe Marius at interlock
That's
box
very
lambda
low. Do you see that? 700 megabytes left. Right? I'm not wrong.
19 mid pipe while 3 dot years equals spare renderer Marius at interlock free colon 4,818
Oh, no,
mid
it's 4,000. Okay. Yeah, that should be what I would roughly expect, right? Though I don't know if the TTS is really
dot LLF 5:28 p.m. feather
Let's just, I'm just going to type, I am a half orc farmer. There you go. See if he crashes again.
M dash 528 Marius at 189 mid pipe slash US Marius at interlock free colon 2,723 mid
The
Marius
salt
at
of
interlock
the
box lambda
earth. The stalwart defender.
18,006 Marius at interlock free colon 2,333 mid
A fitting companion for such an esteemed entourage.
Struggling.
Now,
Well,
let us
that
return
happens
to our
sometimes.
tale.
Marius at interlock post
I mean,
2005 Marius at interlock free colon
As you stand
2,263
there in
mid
the sun,
bottom Marius at
your
interlock post box
calloused
lambda
hands brushing against the worn leather straps of your satchel, a sudden commotion breaks out near the stables. Horses whinny and men shout. And then,
Now it works.
as quickly as it began,
doesn't stop
silence
talking, right?
falls.
Yeah, I know.
A moment later, 3 rugged-looking men emerge from around the corner,
Oh,
their
shit.
eyes
Okay.
scanning the crowd. They
Vincent,
seem to
I
be
don't know
seeking
why it
something
crashes.
or someone. The choice is yours, Gorsh.
Choice. So.
Will you confront
he's not
these
done.
potential
He's not
brigands
done.
head on?
All right.
Try to slip away unnoticed. Or perhaps offer them a bottle of ale and a good conversation?
Okay. So I honestly don't know why it crashed. Also, hilariously, my own screen reader just crashed.
Oh.
So, no. Let me restart that.
E2SP, enter. Set speech rate to 35, 5:30 p.m. Shell 1, till feather. The choice is yours,
So
feather.
here's Volo and stuff. I have, there's 2 gigs still remaining as the context rolls. We can keep an eye on it, but I have no better idea right now. So I would say we just try. You may notice that with this model now, I feel like he's immediately different in his style. First of all, he talks way more, but too much maybe, and he gets more into the action because what just happened, right? He's immediately introducing an angry mob or something. I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, he said, as you stand there in the sun, your calloused hands brushing against the worn leather straps of your satchel, a sudden commotion breaks out near the stables. Horses whinny and men shout, and then, as quickly as it began, silence falls. A moment later, 3 rugged-looking men emerge from around the corner, their eyes scanning the crowd. They seem to be seeking something or someone.
Right. Okay. So I guess it's up to you now. Do you want to take the DM's hook or do you want to just keep going? You still have the same quest, reach Candlekeep. Let's just see.
Well, I grab my pitchfork and approach the 3 men. Hello there. What are you seeking?
Straight to the point. I can see why Volo chose you for this task. The 3 men turned towards you, their faces a mix of surprise and suspicion. The tallest one, a man with a thick beard that reaches his chest, steps forward. Who are you asking? He growls, eyeing your pitchfork with a wary gaze. This might require some persuasion.
All right.
Do you try to intimidate them with your half-orc strength and the promise of violence? Or perhaps charm them with your rustic charm and simple honesty? Maybe you can bluff your way out by pretending to be someone important.
Yeah, he's a bit overbearing, right? But, I mean, he would be great for, new players.
Yes.
In a way.
With every question, you get a paragraph of options.
Yes.
I am asking you. Of course. I answer honestly.
A fair response, Gorsh. Honesty can be as powerful a tool as any weapon. Let's see how these men react to it. The tall man's eyebrows furrow for a moment before he bursts into laughter. Well, I'll be damned. A farmer with guts. He slaps you on the back, causing you to stumble forward slightly. We ain't looking for trouble, friend. Just passing through, trying to find our way. His companions relax visibly at their leader's word. It seems your honesty has diffused the situation, for now.
You did it, Vincent.
But who knows what other challenges lie ahead on this journey.
I solved the 3 men puzzle.
But who knows what other challenges may lay ahead, Vincent. All right, before we continue, let me check real quick.
Turned off DT kick up LLM underscore 5:34 p.m. 5:30 Marius edit.
Just like how the RAM is developing.
Free colon 2077 MIB Marius edit. Free colon 2077 MIB.
Okay, but it has shrunk, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's
.LLM underscore 5:34 p.m. shell feather.
Yeah, I guess that's just something to keep in mind. All right, how do you continue?
We ain't looking for trouble, friend. Just passing through, trying to find our way. The way is that way. I say and point at the road. Good luck finding it. I continue and climb on to the cart. I like this character. Straight to the point.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Volo.
Uh-huh.
As you climb up onto the cart, you can't help but feel a sense of pride. Not only did you stand your ground against potential trouble, but you also managed to do so without resorting to violence. A true farmer's wisdom. The wagon creaks and sways as you settle into your seat next to Ludmilla, the half-orc woman. Her expression is unreadable, but you think you catch a hint of respect in her eyes.
Oh, man.
Volo, on the other hand, seems positively thrilled by your encounter. Bravo, my good man.
Oh, boy.
He exclaims, raising his glass in salute. A true adventurer heart.
Now I want to
With a
unhold
flick
it
of the
back.
reins, the wagon lurches forward and begins its journey towards Candlekeep. The road stretches out before you, long and winding, promising adventure, danger, and discovery. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything.
Yeah. I don't know. Volo, how do you want me to answer that? Continue.
So we don't, like, if it crashes, I don't want to every time start with the wagon and shit. So I'm just going to save this as V1. Let's hope it doesn't crash while it's saving. It's all possible. Did it say it saved?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Saved story folder.
Should probably put in an autosave feature now that I think about it, because that would be like a reasonable thing to do. But hey, yeah. All right. So we're on the road now. What's next? I guess the DM should have given you some kind of prompt.
Yeah, exactly. That was how.
I mean, you can also you can talk in character, right? If it was a real Dungeons and Dragons session, you might also talk to the DM and like ask them questions. So that's an option too.
Well, I kind of wonder about XP, but let's.
Well, he hasn't brought in any mechanics so far.
Yeah.
Although he is instructed to. I can show you his like instructions later if you want.
Well, for now,
Yeah.
I bet Chunky, the pig, and ask Volo. So how long until we reach that?
Candlekeep?
Yes, that I know the name, but that's not what the character would say. That thing
that
you
Egghead
wanted
Sanctuary.
to reach.
Very good, Vincent. Very in character.
Honestly, just writing as the character, the dumb character from the Outer Worlds.
Ah, I see. You do have a thing for dumb characters, don't you, Vincent?
This one is funny.
Volo glances up from his book, a look of surprise flickering across his face before he breaks into a wide grin. Ah, gosh. Always straight to the point. He takes a deep breath and consults his map. We should reach Candlekeep in about 4 weeks' time, assuming we don't encounter any unexpected delays. He winks at you, and for a moment you wonder what he means by unexpected delays. But then, as the wagon rolls onward, your thoughts are distracted by the passing landscape. Fields of golden wheat sway in the breeze, and the sun casts long shadows across the road. This is going to be quite an adventure.
Right.
He really, really makes it difficult to continue.
Well, you can ask him, like, okay, what's the next town we reach, or whatever. I don't know. But he did answer your question, 4 weeks.
That is true.
Yeah.
What did you say? Unexpected delays. Okay. So what is the next unexpected delay we face?
Well, if he could answer. Well, okay, let's just see what he says.
I'm not putting that one in quotation marks. I wonder if Volo, the DM, will answer.
Roll a random encounter, DM.
Exactly. Give me something to work with.
Ever eager for a challenge, aren't you, Gorsh? I admire that in a man. But as to your question, who can say? Perhaps it will be a band of roving goblins, or maybe a treacherous river crossing, or perhaps something entirely unexpected and unusual. But worry not. With your strength, Ludmilla's courage, and my cunning, we are sure to overcome any obstacle that comes our way.
Well, okay, now I'm just being pissy. Good.
Well,
that's all I'm running. Good.
Sure.
You can do some work, DM.
A man of action. I like that.
It's like the opposite of action. What we have
remember,
here.
Gorsh, every challenge is also an opportunity. An opportunity to learn, to grow, and to prove oneself.
See, this is my obsession.
So
How do you
embrace
train them
each
not to do
obstacle
this
with
shit?
courage and cunning,
I don't know.
and you will surely find your way through. But for now, let us enjoy the journey. The sun is setting, casting long shadows across the road, and the air is filled with the scent of wildflowers and adventure. What could be better?
Drama.
I go to sleep until something unexpected happens.
That makes sense. Yes, sleeping in the car. It's always very nice.
And hopefully something unexpected actually happens. Mr. DM?
As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky with shades of pink and orange, you settle down in your bedroll, feeling the warmth of the campfire against your skin. The night is peaceful, save for the distant hoot of an owl and the rustling of leaves as a gentle breeze sweeps through the forest. As you drift off to sleep, your mind fills with dreams of adventure, and perhaps even a dragon or two. But who knows what wonders await you when you wake up? After all, this is just the beginning of our journey.
Oh boy.
Time passes. 1 hour. Current date.
Oh wow.
The year of the ageless one, 1492 Dawn. Travel duration.
Oh, interesting. I told him to do that.
Okay.
But he's never done it like this.
What do you mean like this?
Well, where he says like travel duration and shit and just the year and stuff. Like I've never seen that. That's very interesting.
How does he usually do that?
Not at all? Or like
okay.
So I can show it to you later, but the scenario you're in basically has a time limit built into it, right? If you don't reach Candlekeep in 4 weeks, he's supposed to like do some stuff, right? Like that's the failure condition basically. And so because that is built in, I also told him like, hey, keep precise and meticulous track of time and give occasional reports about like how much time has passed and stuff. And I think that's him doing that, and I've never seen it this precise, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's get a bit more silly because this is. I grab Ludmilla and Volo, throw them over my shoulders, scream, "This is taking too long," and run to Candlekeep. If he calls me a man of action again...
Gosh! Always ready for action.
He does.
But perhaps let's take a moment to think this through. While running to Candlekeep might be a bold move, It could also lead to unexpected dangers. And not to mention the fact that Volo and Ludmilla might not appreciate being thrown over your shoulder like sacks of potatoes. But if you insist on speeding things up, perhaps we could find a faster mode of transportation. A horse, maybe, or even a magical means of travel if we're lucky. But let's approach this with a bit more finesse, shall we? After all, the journey is just as important as the destination. Time passes.
Okay.
1 second.
He just shits all over your idea.
Current date.
We're gonna get this date shit.
The year of the Ageless One, 1492. ... Travel duration. 0 hours. Distance covered.
Is that like the same as before?
No, a second passed.
Ah, well, that's accurate. Yeah. But he has the same date?
I believe so.
That's fascinating to me. Okay. Interesting. I mean, he's doing what I asked him to. Maybe it was a stupid thing to ask. But the thing is with these AIs, you get out sort of what you put in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like if you want him to move the story along, you probably have to just do something that is actually a reasonable thing to move along, which like, right? Like that's not exciting to phrase and say, but that will make sense in the fiction, right? Like just like, I don't know, okay, we sleep and then we pack up and we move on to the next town. Something like that, and then see what he does.
A day later, we reach the next town.
Ah, finally.
Yes, I agree.
As the sun rises over the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape, you see the silhouette of a town on the horizon. It's not Candlekeep yet, but it's a welcome sight nonetheless, especially after a long day of travel. As the wagon trundles into town, you can't help but marvel at the bustling activity all around you. People shout and laugh in the streets, the smell of freshly baked bread fills the air, and merchants haggle over prices in the market square. This is a place of life and energy, and perhaps even adventure. What will you do now, Gorsh? Will you seek out food and shelter for the night? Or perhaps explore the town and see what kind of trouble you can find? The choice is yours. Time passes. One day.
Okay.
Current
A day
date.
has passed, yes.
I mean, it's
The
so silly
year,
when
the
you-
Ageless One, 1492, Door. Travel duration.
What?
I don't
One
know.
day.
Like the reading out is a silly
Distance
part.
covered.
Okay, yeah, go on. The reading out is a silly part, but I like him just printing that. That's sort of interesting,
Yeah.
right? And that there are actual stakes with that, which I find interesting. But I guess you just like, I don't know. He makes it sound like a text adventure, like you only have 2 options. I don't know how I feel about that. I would like him to not do that, I think.
Well, let's
But,
follow
yeah.
his suggestions.
Sure.
I explore the town looking for trouble. Remember, Volo, I'm a farmer. Trouble is a field of crops dying.
Gosh. Always ready for a bit of excitement. As you wander through the bustling streets of the town, your eyes scan the crowds for any sign of trouble. And while most people seem to be going about their daily business, there's always the occasional shady character lurking in the shadows. After a few minutes of exploration, you come across a group of men huddled together in a dark alleyway, whispering and exchanging glances. They seem suspicious, and definitely up to no good. What will you do now, Gorsh? Will you confront these potential troublemakers head on? Or perhaps try to gather more information before making your move? The choice is yours. Time passes.
30
15
seconds.
minutes.
15 minutes.
Current date.
Okay.
We.
I mean,
The year of the ageless one. 1492 Dakar. Travel duration.
Yeah.
1 day and
fabulous with it.
15 minutes. Distance covered.
So the problem is like the complication he has brought up is so generic and like a nothing burger.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like what you did is also sort of weird because, like, why would you be going looking for trouble, Vincent?
Why did he suggest it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's like, I guess there's a difference of like what is said at character level and at DM level. A DM might tell you, do you want to look for trouble? But it's like you would have some motivation, right? But I mean, maybe you're in money trouble. Like else would you be hanging out with Volo and doing this weird job? So I guess, I don't know, maybe these are people you can rob. I don't know.
As a farmer, yes.
Well, how do you deal with these shady characters in this back alley, Vincent?
Actually, I sneak closer, pretending to look at the wares of a nearby merchant.
Okay, that's interesting.
I actually try to listen to the 3 shady characters to discover what they are up to. Let's see if this half-orc farmer can sneak.
A cunning move.
Yeah.
Gosh!
He's so positive all the time.
Cunning move, gosh!
By blending in with the crowd and pretending to browse the merchant's wares, you managed to get closer to the group of suspicious men without drawing attention to yourself. As you listen in on their conversation, you hear snippets of their plans. Something about a heist, a valuable artifact. It seems like they're planning to rob someone, and you have a feeling that Volo and his books might be in danger. What will you do now, Gorsh? Will you confront the thieves directly? Or perhaps try to gather more information before making your move? The choice is yours. Time passes. 5 minutes. Current date. Wa. The year of the ageless one. 1492 Dakar. Travel duration.
Yeah.
1 day and 20
Line with
minutes.
the orc, the
Distance covered.
We need more Dakar.
1 day and 20 minutes, Vincent.
Yeah.
Of 4 weeks.
I know.
I may say, I was really wondering about this, by the way. Like, what's the distance between El Torrell and like Candlekeep, and how long would it take you with a cart? And I just sort of made up 4 weeks because it seemed reasonable, but I have no idea. And all the maps I consult online, like because they have Google Maps for the sword coast, basically, but I can't use that, right? Because you could put a ruler on the map and see. So I don't know, but just now, the way he's running this, it seems like it's too much time. There's not enough pressure.
But yeah, we're also focusing on one very specific time, right? Half the adventure we've been spending within these 20 minutes.
Yes. Well, the first day and 20 minutes, but basically the opening. But okay.
How do we deal with these 3 ruffians?
Wow, the choice is yours, Vincent.
Yeah. I grab the sword from the merchant and attack the nearest of the 3 shady characters. No, I won't let you rob Volo.
Yeah, very good. I do like that he connected that stuff and that they're like aiming for those books.
I agree. I didn't expect that. But now I'm suspicious of everyone, especially Chunky. There's something happening. Ah, yeah.
Ah, gosh! Always ready for a fight.
Yeah, he does that every time now. That's always a problem, yeah.
As you grab the sword from the nearby merchant, who looks at you with a mix of surprise and admiration, you charge
Everyone
towards
loves
the
you,
nearest of
Vincent.
the three suspicious men. I won't let you rob Volo. You scream, brandishing the weapon with all your might. The man turns to face you, his eyes widening in fear as he realizes that he's been caught. But before he can react, you bring the sword down in a swift arc, cutting through the air with a fierce whoosh. The man stumbles back, trying to defend himself, but it's clear that he doesn't stand a chance against your strength and skill. As the other two men stare at their fallen comrade in shock, you can't help but feel a surge of excitement coursing through your veins. This is what adventure is all about. Facing danger head-on and emerging victorious.
Killing
But
random
there's
people
no
in the
time
street.
to rest on your laurels, Gorsh.
Time passing.
Actually, I think
He doesn't.
He reached the limit.
Yeah, okay. So what's happening here is basically you're sort of walking through the market. You overhear a group of men vaguely talking about something that sort of might sound like books.
Yes.
And then you grab a nearby sword and run at them like a maniac, cutting one of them down.
And people look at me
Yes.
in admiration.
It's another half-orc farmer gone postal. Like, this needs to be addressed. Yeah, all right. It's also interesting to me he didn't, like, I've had other models, like, actually roll for initiative and stuff. I've seen them do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did that work? Or did they just...
Kind of. I wasn't following any specific D&D rules, but it was very, like, sort of beat by beat. Okay, you hit this guy, he does this, now it's round 2. What do you do? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
And it was interesting. I was sort of expecting him to do that because he was so meticulous about the time stuff. But I don't know. He also is such a big fan of you. I think there's no point. Like, he just lets you do anything.
Well,
he loves Gorsh.
let me try something. With my bonus action, I throw the corpse at the remaining 2 characters.
Right, the bonus action, huh?
That is the
Yeah.
proper bonus action. Nobody questioned that. Yeah, I'm just wondering if he picks up on the bonus.
Yes, he will. I mean, it's smart. He will generally imitate whatever you put in.
Yeah, but will he just talk about bonus actions, or will he talk about action economy and actions and movement actions and all that stuff?
I don't know. It also, you may notice it takes longer now because we've reached the context limit. And
Gosh! Always thinking one step ahead. With a swift motion, you use your bonus action to pick up the corpse of the fallen man and hurl it towards the remaining 2 thieves. The unexpected projectile catches them off guard, sending them stumbling backwards in shock and disgust. Taking advantage of their momentary confusion, you charge forward, brandishing your sword with a fierce battle cry. The first thief tries to defend himself, but he's no match for your strength and skill. With a swift swing of your weapon, you send him sprawling to the ground, defeated. The remaining thief, realizing that he's outmatched, turns to flee, but you're not about to let him escape that easily. With a burst of speed, you give chase, your sword flashing in the sunlight as you close the distance between you. And with a final powerful swing, you bring the thief down, ending the fight once and for all.
all right.
I am a maniac.
Could you please now just nonchalantly return to Volo and say, oh yeah, no, nothing interesting at the market or whatever. Or whatever you want to do, but I feel like that would be kind of funny.
I'm tempted to write everybody claps, but...
oh, and you should loot them, obviously. This is D&D after all.
That is true, yeah. Everyone collapse as I loot the 3 corpses and finally return to Volo. I'll keep the sword. Thank you. It is taking longer.
Yeah, it is. I'm just waiting for him to talk. But it also means that at this point, the early part...
Ah, gosh! A little hero in the making.
Oh, God. I can't stand this excessive positivity.
As you loot the 3 corpses, taking their weapons, armor, and any other valuable items that catch your eye, the crowd around you erupts into applause. People
So
shout
bizarre.
and cheer, praising your bravery and skill in defeating the would-be thieves. And as you make your way back to Volo and Ludmilla, you can't help but feel a swell of pride and satisfaction. Well done, Gosh.
Oh, God.
Volo exclaims as you approach, his eyes shining with admiration. I must say, I didn't expect such a thrilling adventure so soon after leaving Baldur's Gate. Ludmilla, too, seems impressed by your actions, though she tries to hide it behind her usual gruff exterior. Not bad for a human. She grunts, crossing her arms over her chest. But let's not get carried away.
Yeah, you see, when you said I'm a half-orc farmer, that's been dropped now. So he doesn't know that anymore, which is interesting. And, you know, there are techniques one might use to mitigate that if you make this whole D&D thing more complicated. But that's what we're dealing with right now.
Well...
Yeah, okay. Where do we go from here? Do you want to try one more model?
Yeah, I think this adventure has
yeah, it's
ended,
sort of
on a positive note.
Yeah, it's a good place to cut it, right? It's also like, so, okay, let me save this. Save V2. We have 2 things we could do now. If we try out another model, you could, with another model, pick up the story from where it is here. Then, you know, we could keep moving on towards Candlekeep. However, that has the disadvantage that then the new model will be very much influenced from like the context that has come up to now, and it will like then talk exactly like he did before. And I don't like certain things that he's doing, like this whole, gosh, what a great movie. Like he starts every response with that. That's like not... He shouldn't do that. But so yeah, how do you feel? I feel like just starting afresh, even though
I agree.
it's
Also,
the same start every time.
It's a better comparison.
Yeah, it's
Turn off
true.
BTK
So,
feather.
okay.
Feather.
There's the feather. Okay, let's quit here and kill all server.
Left parent 2 terminated.
All right. Actually, do you want to take a quick break, like 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
And then try one more model, and then I don't know. I'm ready for Baldur's Gate, I guess.
Yeah, ready for the proper Volo.
Yeah, just the comparison and storytelling will be very, very jarring, I believe. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Gosh.
Butterscotch.
Be right back.
And we're back. Ah, gosh. Yes.
A man of action.
Yes. So let's try a little bit more with a different model. Let me see what's going on here.
Turn off DT bottom. Bottom.
Talk to me. Okay.
.LLM at 6:13 p.m. shell bottom.
And so I did save.
Left
right?
parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock ghost box lambda terminated.
Yes.
Bottom.
But
Left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock ghost box lambda.
And again, one more time, indulge me for a moment. It didn't, like, the last one completely shit the bed. That was disappointing, though probably not the fault of the model.
Dolphin.
Let me ask this one. I have
9.
8 eggs, 4 water bottles, and a laptop.
T.
Suggest to me a configuration with which to balance them on top of each
Space.
other. Is correctly spelled, Vincent?
Looks good, yeah.
All right.
All 43 caret file quote /home / Mario left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock request dot exceptions dot connection error : HTTP connection left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock ghost box lambda.
So that's okay. I love how this is every time just an epic fail. Every time I ask the egg question, it just completely crashes. That's okay.
.LLM underscore layers bottom 2 fundamental pound
which one do we pick now?
normade dash visa daring made dash
So
20
I know
b.q6
daring
underscore
made
k
is
dot tab 46 tab 8
interesting.
dolphin
That's
do.
new to me, and it also has that robo thing where it doesn't purport to talk like a human. However, that also has a different prompt format, and since that didn't work earlier, like I'm a bit wary of it. My go-to normal everyday use model is Dolphin 2.7.
Okay.
Should we just try that one?
Yeah.
It's the most like solid one.
6:15 p.m. left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock model / run dot D 8 no match 7 D control app run dot dolphin dash 2 dot
Yes.
2.7 dash mixtrel dash 8 x7 b dot q4 underscore.
Oh, and let me
.LLM underscore dolphin dash 2.1 dash mistral dash dolphin dash 2.7 dash dolphin dash 2.7 dash mixtrel dash 8 x7 b dot q4 underscore k underscore m dot gov tab 11 dash v1.6 dolphin dash 2.7 dash mixtrel dash 8 x7 b dot q4 underscore 0 dot gov tab 26 tab 4092 dolphin dash 2.7 dash mixtrel dolphin dash 4092 26 tab
and I
2
just
6
preemptively
6
we'll set these down a little bit. So
saving file /home / Marius / 6:15 p.m. shell left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock ghost box lambda dot / model / run dot dolphin dash 2.7 dash mixtrel dash 8 x7 k underscore m dot gov dot s.
There we go. Oh, and
Interrupted this seed left parent dot / space h space control at ampersand found layers in layers file $ /atom left parent 2 free colon 4450 left parent free colon 4458 mib.
Yeah.
Left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock ghost box
cutting
lambda.
it a bit close. Let's try. I'm gonna do my question at the start.
Yeah.
Maybe and
Symbol S function definite right left bracket space control at.
Can try the TTS and there you go.
Dolphin. Ghost box ram dot / model dot / models I have 8 ghost box I have 8 eggs comma 4 dolphin I have 8 eggs comma 4 water bottles comma and a laptop dot suggesting a configuration with which to balance them on top of each other dot.
There we go.
Bottom. Left bracket 1 dot. Left bracket 1 meter left bracket 2 dot. Left bracket 1 meter left bracket.
It's listing.
You can stack the items as follows. 1 duh.
Yeah.
Place the laptop at the bottom, as it is the heaviest item and provides a stable base for the rest of the items. 2 duh. Place an egg on top of the laptop, followed by another egg. 3.
This is so weird.
Next, place a water bottle on top of the 2 eggs, making sure it is centered to avoid unbalance. 4. Now stack the remaining 6 eggs on top of the water bottle, placing them in a pyramid formation. 3 at the bottom, 2 in the middle, and 1 on top. This should create a balanced and stable configuration.
Are you sure about that? I'm
Cunning reasoning. How could you argue with this?
yeah.
I feel like he forgot 2 water bottles as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's still room for improvement for
Turn
sure.
off DT dolphin.
But at least it talks.
Left parent 2 right paren.
And the
Marius at
TTS
interlock ghost box
doesn't
lambda.
crash, so good enough for me. Let's give it one more try. Volo with TTS. However, I would suggest, we've tried Gorsh the Farmer twice.
U dash U.
I would
Control F.
suggest to pick any character but make it a sort of canonical D&D class, right? Because in a way, you're already confusing him a little bit by saying farmer. But you have any pick now of canonical classes, Vincent? Any character you have in mind and a name for him?
Well, because he mentions a pick at the beginning, let's pick a ranger.
Right, I think that's a great idea. Also for the quest that you're engaging on, right? The travel and stuff. What's the name?
I'm thinking Elven Ranger.
Yeah.
With the name...
Aragorn.
Sure.
No, you don't have to pick one. But you can. Aragorn, of course, wasn't an elf, right?
Yeah. Elven. There you go.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or like this?
Ulwin, -U, capital Elwin.
And the Elven and the chipmunks?
No, let's take the one with the E.
Ulwin, -U.
Yeah, I agree.
Capital A. Elvin.
Elwin. Okay, nice. Let's go.
Left bracket 1 meter, left bracket feather.
Turn that off. Let's hope he doesn't crash. We've got the same opening. No need to read it again. We're there with the car, the 3 people, ready to go. And he asks you about your race and class.
Yes. Well, I am Elven. Elf Ranger.
Ah, my dear Elwin, the Elf Ranger, I see. How quaint, how noble. Now, let us proceed with our little tale of adventure. The sun beats down upon your heads as you stand outside Elturel. What do you do?
Okay. Yeah, but I'm fine with this. But do you see how the model is sort of different?
Yeah. I mean, just the image of a DM actually saying, you stand outside L2. What do you do?
Yeah, especially the whole starting into the long-winded description. So the sun sets, the sun dies in ochre death on the horizon. What do you do? You're not giving me much to work with here. But okay.
Okay.
I kind of prefer that to just him blabbering on, you know what I mean?
Kind of, yes,
Yeah.
but I would like a bit less.
But I mean, he knows that you have the whole preamble that came before, right? That we didn't read out. So you could just say, okay, we climb on the wagon, or like you ask Volo something, I don't know.
I climb onto the wagon and take the reins of the country. And take the reins.
I am king now.
Yeah.
Worship me.
Fear me and despair.
Yes.
You hoist yourself up to the driver's seat, the worn leather of the reins soft under your palms. You glance back at the half-orc woman, Ludmilla, and she nods in approval as you signal for the horse to begin its steady pace. The dusty road ahead stretches into the horizon, a line of green forest, breaking up the otherwise monotonous landscape. As you set off on this new adventure, what do you do?
He keeps going to that very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And he's not giving it a lot of action. Like you take off. What do you do?
Yeah, but I mean, you've only had 2 inputs so far. So, I mean, you can just tell him, okay, we drive down the road towards Candlekeep.
I follow the road towards Candlekeep. Oh, I wrote, I follow to the road towards Candlekeep.
He can usually deal with that.
You guide the horse along the dusty road, its hooves kicking up clouds of earth with each step. The forest looms ever closer, a dense thicket of trees and undergrowth that seems to swallow the light around it. You feel a sudden pang of uncertainty. Should you take the risk and plunge into the unknown depths of the woods, or stick to the open road? What do you do, brave adventurer?
Okay, I find this choice vaguely interesting. but at least it's a choice.
Yeah, well, we are adventurers, so as a ranger,
that makes sense, yeah.
Used to traversing the woods. I steer the wagon skillfully between the trees.
Ah, the thrill of the wilderness. The horse's hooves crunch on twigs and fallen leaves as you expertly navigate the ranger's terrain. You weave your way through the forest with the precision of a seasoned hunter. However, as the trees grow denser and the sunlight fades, you realize that this route will take longer than expected. Still, you press on, confident in your ability to overcome any obstacle. What do you do?
Just turned American there for a moment.
American Volo.
Yeah. But he's not. I was hoping for him to introduce some complications at some point.
Well, I mean, he just did. He
Kind
told
of,
us.
yeah. It takes longer,
This
right?
will take longer, yes. I use my ranger senses to find a shortcut.
Very good.
Through the thickest, most dangerous, Mr. DM, woods.
With a knowing smile, you close your eyes and take a deep breath, letting the scent of the forest wash over you. As your mind's eye opens up, you spot a narrow path winding its way between the trees, a hidden shortcut that would shave off hours from your journey. Nice. You urge the horse onward, following this secret trail with expert precision. The foliage is thick and the undergrowth is treacherous, but your keen eyes pick out every root and rock, ensuring a smooth ride for the wagon and its precious cargo. What do you do?
Well, that is what I do.
I love that, like, from the 4-week journey, you might shave off 1 or 2 hours, but get attacked by gnolls for going through this path. Well, what do you do, Vincent?
Mm-hmm. I turn to Volo and say, we just saved 2 weeks by taking that shortcut.
I wonder if he will let you do that.
I don't know.
He's gonna say you're full of shit. Get off my wagon.
No, you don't. Oh no, broken pipe.
Oh, it did.
But he did say, Volo's eyes widen in surprise, and then he chuckled softly. Well done, Elvin.
All right. I'm a bit salty that this keeps crashing, but this also I felt like not what I was hoping for. Not quite there yet.
That was putting all the work on us.
Yeah. Hold on.
Turn off DT left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock box lambda.
So now, because this was sort of short, I will make you try one more. But that's a really small one, and I have not tried that one out. It's like a 10 billion parameter model called Solar, and it's I don't know anything about it yet. Hold on.
Left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock.
Kill all server.
Left parent 2 right terminated.
That's also useful to learn. I have to be way more careful, at least while streaming, with the RAM
bottom.
use.
Left parent bottom. Left bracket left parent 2 right paren. Marius.
All right, let's try.
No match. Left dot. Left dot slash run. Model slash. Run dot. Run dot solar dash 10.7b dash instruct dash v 1.0. Ampersand. Control at. Setting context to 8184 could not find LL bottom. Bottom.
It's so
bottom.
small.
Left parent 2 right paren. Marius.
That should be okay.
Free colon 12,510 left parent 2 right free colon 10,362 mib used left parent.
Still loading.
Free colon 10,362 mib used colon 14,000 left
I think
parent.
it doesn't go lower than
Free
that.
colon 10,360 left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock box lambda.
Yeah.
And it's like completely loaded into RAM. And you'll probably see it also speed through the text with the streaming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll see. And now, of course, I want to try this one more time.
Dolphin. Ghostbox ram dot slash kill. I turn to I use my as a Wi-Fi client. I am Elvin Ghostbox slash I have 8 Ghostbox I have slash quit I have 8 eggs comma 4 water bottle dolphin I have 8 eggs comma 4 water bottles comma and a laptop dot left bracket 1 left bracket 1.
Oh, it is quite quick.
I need to hear Volo. Now you're already spoiled.
To balance these items safely without causing damage or instability, you can create the following stacking configuration. 1, 1. By placing the laptop at the bottom, as it's the largest and heaviest item.
Is he okay?
Ensure its feet or any protective edges are facing up to prevent scratching on the surface underneath it.
Oh, that's very considerate.
2. On top of the laptop, place 4 eggs in a square formation. This will distribute their weight evenly over the laptop. 3. Next, carefully stack the remaining 4 eggs on top of the first layer of 4 eggs, forming another square shape. 4.
That doesn't work. Is he done?
Finally, place the water bottles on top of the second layer of eggs, making sure they are centered and aligned with each other to maintain balance. The water bottle's height will provide support and prevent the eggs from being crushed by their weight. Remember that this stacking configuration is not meant for long-term storage or stability, but only for demonstration purposes. Always handle fragile items like eggs carefully, especially when they are in a balanced stack.
Thanks, AI Volo. Do you see why I like this question? Because you can
great
really
answer.
tease out all of their weird habits.
Don Solarione, what the hell is happening, lol?
Yeah, we're still testing AI. And but like for such a small model, that's very smart, okay? Because like it's not a fair fight. These other guys are like monsters. They'd like fill up my whole entire graphics card, and this guy is just like chilling at like 14 gigs or something.
Yeah.
Right. And this is actually like he places the laptop at the bottom, then the X. It sort of makes sense. And to be fair, like if you asked me this question, it's like it's not that easy to come up with a working solution, right? Like how would you, Vincent? How would you stack the eggs and the laptop and the bottles?
Suggest to me a configuration with which to balance them on top of each other. Well, that's difficult.
See, now we get Vincent AI.
Yeah, it depends on the form of the water bottles, I guess. So the laptop, obviously, on the bottom. Actually, you could. If they are,
that's what I was thinking.
If they are square water bottles, you can use them as the base for the laptop, and then just put the eggs on top of the laptop. If you somehow manage to keep them on the laptop.
Yeah.
Or.
Like a lot depends on the water bottles, right? That should probably be defined in the answer, but okay, sure. But an AI could also give you multiple solutions depending on the water bottle. They could do that.
Yeah, true.
But it's like if they're full, I would be almost inclined to place them on the bottom as like 4 corners of a square, just standing up. Then put the laptop on top of them, and then just put 8 eggs on the laptop.
Yeah.
Right? That would work. I've had one AI in a wild idea suggest to me to place 4 eggs on the bottom, pour out the water bottles, then with the opening, put them on the eggs, right? And then balance the laptop on top of them, right? That would stabilize them and then place the last 4 eggs on the laptop.
Wow.
Which I thought was almost like an art project. That was a glorious idea.
Yeah,
but
also, are these boiled eggs? Do they have the shell? That is important.
I think they're raw eggs. And you could specify
raw eggs without shell.
No, with shell. Obviously with shell. Just normal raw eggs you got from the store. Just a sludge.
Suddenly this has become impossible.
All right. Well.
How would you do that? First I remove the shell of the eggs.
Turn off DT left parent to right.
For the laptop. Oh god. Then I fill the water bottles with the eggs.
Crack all the eggs, put them in a bowl, pour water on top, and then cram the laptop in there.
Yeah.
There you have...
Deep fry the mixture.
Yes. Be sure not to scratch the surface. It is important to remember. It's blah, blah, blah. This is the whole shit with these things. Like, what I'm working on, like, getting to work is, like, there's this thing called classifier-free guidance. Mm-hmm. And what that means is that you can give them, along with the prompt, right? You give them some text and they have to complete it. That's always what you're doing. But along with that, with CFG, you can give them a sort of an anti-prompt. You can give them just another string of text that tells them, hey, whatever you generate, don't do this. Okay, and that's actually very effective, it turns out, in guiding them. And it's like, that's the first thing I would put in there. This thing we always get from all of them, this, gosh, what a great idea. Blah, blah, blah. It adds nothing, right? And it's just like that kind of thing. That would be a great use of that CFG trick. Like, if I can get it to work, we'll see.
Left parent ends, 2 right paren. Marius editor lock box lambda ghost box dash follow.
So now, as the last experiment of the day, let's... Oh, did I already type that? It doesn't matter. I'll do it again. Volo, TTS, and you want to do Elwin again? Give him another shot?
Yeah.
Now with the solar 10 billion parameter model. Here we go.
Better.
And turn this off. There you go. Same situation. We're at the wagon outside of Alteral. Our adventure is just beginning.
Okay. Well...
I guess you have to tell him that you're an elven ranger.
I am Elwin, the elven ranger. Oh, it's so quick.
Yeah, it is, right?
With a dagger held firmly in one hand, you casually waltz towards Volo, the gentleman who seems to be at the center of this whole ordeal. As you approach him, his eyes squint with disapproval, but he takes note of your weaponry and lets out a sigh. Good day, esteemed ranger, he says with an air of exaggerated politeness. Allow me to introduce myself once more, for it is quite probable that the spirits have stolen some of your memory. I am Volothamp Jedar,
I kind of like that.
known in these lands as
Wait,
simply
what?
Volo.
What?
You turn towards his companion, Ludmilla the half-orc barbarian,
You got that
and
one.
give a nod of acknowledgement. She grunts in response, her arms crossed over her chest. You then notice Chunky, Volo's pig companion, who eyes you warily as he chews on some hay.
What did he do to Volo?
He's not actually done, but I guess he's done.
Oh, he's
talking.
not done? Okay.
He said, I am Volothamp Gedom.
Oh, it's just the last name. Is he correct? Is that Volo?
No, he changed the first name too. Volothamp.
Oh, okay.
Volo and then THAMP.
Okay, but
known in these lands as simply Volo.
Right. Vincent, what if that's his real name? What if
maybe
this AI knows more about Forgotten Realms lore than us?
It could well be. I don't know a lot about Volo, except his name.
All right.
He says, and this, says Volo, gesturing towards the porcine creature, is my most loyal friend and confidant, Chunky.
that's not canon, by the way. I made that up, just in case you were wondering.
Friend and confidant. Now then, Elwin the Ranger, continues Volo in a more business-like tone, as we have discussed, our destination is Candlekeep, an illustrious library fortress to the southwest. The task at hand requires skill and strength, for brigands are known to haunt these paths.
Oh man, did it crash again? I wonder if we're going to get a broken pipe.
Oh, I promise to protect all three of you with my life. Shall we
embark?
Embark is a good word.
I know. I got it from Dwarf Fortress.
I see. Broken pipe.
Yeah, I thought so because it crashed. I have no idea why this is happening, by the way, because I don't think it's RAM at this point.
No.
Oh, I don't have.
Turn off DTK left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock post box lambda.
I have no idea. I will not be able to debug it now, though I also don't. This didn't happen before, so I don't know how to reproduce the bug. I might have to actually just stream and do this, so I have a realistic environment.
Left parent.
But, I mean, he
free colon 10 left parent free colon 10,078
Yeah, he has 10,000 gigs. That
left
can't
parent
be
2 right paren. Marius at interlock post box lambda.
Are there any other?
13,442 mid pipe while 3./prog/ai/llama.cpp/build/bin/server.
That's the actual AI model.
774 mid pipe obs.
Then we have OBS. Interestingly, okay, I didn't know that it takes about 700 MB. Good to know.
19 mid pipe while 3.years equals spare renderer for site per process.
I don't know what that is.
11 mid pipe /usr/lib/firefox/firefox. 24 mid pipe /usr/bin/gnome-shell.
And no.
189 mid pipe /usr/lib/zorg.
Yeah.
48 dash.
TTS not running.
Left parent 2 right paren. Marius at interlock post box lambda.
Why that keeps happening, but I don't know. I've sort of had enough. Do you agree, or do you want to keep trying? I feel like we've gotten our share.
Yeah.
And it's also I feel like so to close it out, let me
find file colon /prog/ai/r/
volos
10 _ msg system _ m. You are left brace chat _ right brace comma a dungeon master
this
equip.
is where you can see it. Yeah. So these were his instructions, right? I thought this might lead him to actually do more of a D&D thing, right? Just spelling out the actual sequence of like, okay, you describe a situation, see if there's a roll, and then do it, right? Like have the roll and like narrate the result and stuff. And I feel like none of them did that.
No.
Not really, right?
I mean, they got, so it says, you are Chat AI, a dungeon master for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game. You will DM a session with char user, who is your player. Your basic task is to describe describe a dramatic scene that prompts chat user for action. Number 2, evaluate whether chat user's response requires a skill check. Number 3, roll a 20-sided die to determine the success or failure of a skill check.
Which nobody did.
Yeah, and then narrate the outcome of a successful or unsuccessful result. I mean, it basically read the first 2 lines, did that, and ignored everything.
yeah, and then just fill it in with lots of gosh.
Which, I mean, I liked.
Sure. And then, I don't know if the whole GM principles doesn't even seem relevant. I mean, it seems to... the fail forward only applies if he actually lets you fail, right? It's like, he would need very different principles, like... make them fail, like right? Introduce more sort of harsher repercussions. I feel like it's lacking from all of them. Also, in our last experiment with Karlak and stuff, that sort of worked better. So like I'm keeping the personality and scenario and stuff I'm keeping secret, and that's also possibly reusable, right? But I will definitely work on this whole sort of instruction sheet. I think there's a lot that can be improved here. It's on maybe the personality, I don't know. Probably taking Volo as a DM is just a bad idea all around because he's so pompous and verbose. Right? Giving them a more DM-esque personality might improve it as well.
I mean, it worked for Shadowheart, right? She told us flat out, no, you don't do that.
And she had that in her thing, though. There was like warnings about, this is going to be intense and goth and stuff. And maybe they just need a lot more sort of coaxing into that sort of harsher direction. So I think next time, like if you're up for it, I want to try this more with you, Vincent. And the next character I would like to try out is probably Lae'zel, which is very fitting for a super harsh sadomaso DM that like really puts the hurt on. I think she's perfect for that. And then we might overcorrect into that direction, right? But I think that's the iterative process to just keep and then we'll hone in on the perfect DM.
Yeah, which probably turns out to be Gale.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Gale.
That is fine.
He does sound kind of like a DM. It might work. Yeah.
He just wants to do sexual role-playing all the time.
I was so worried about that, like when you picked Unholy and shit. Like I don't know what that does. You bet that has that stuff in there. But to be fair, like Volo isn't exactly written that way to facilitate that. But I did like how that might have been with Unholy, like where he told you, "Oh, that's silly. Do you really want to do that?" That was interesting when you tried to put them on your back and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, to wrap it up, do you have a favorite today? We tried 4 models or so. With very mixed results.
I can't really say I do.
They're all kind of disappointing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not a dungeon master if they just let me do whatever the hell I want, and not introduce any drama and just describe the sunset.
I think it also really helped to just be super medias res, right? Where you start really like in a situation. This whole, here's the start of the journey. That was probably a mistake on my part to like, you know, that invites them too much into meandering and like just an endless description and all that stuff. Like, I mean, that's good advice for normal dungeon masters as well, right? Start with the action.
Yes.
And the AIs, I think, need even more of that.
Yeah, you're being attacked on the road. Why?
Yeah. I do like that, like all of them sort of keep their shit together and form a coherent narrative, right? And they have incorporated a lot of the scenario details, right? They all understood that it's like a 4-week journey and stuff, and the books are important and all that shit.
The characters were persistent.
Yeah. I mean, they all get the basic stuff right. I feel like now it's really on me to give them the right instructions, maybe fine-tune them a bit. And like, I think there's a lot that can be done here, but oh well. And I'm very, that's the last thing I'll say. I was very impressed with the solar model, I have to say, because it's so small, but still, we only tried it for a very short amount. Yeah, but for that, it was the only one who actually possibly gave Volo his full name.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, no, I agree. The last one was probably the best one.
And which one did the timekeeping? That was the first one, right? Like Noro made?
No. Yes.
No, we started with Unholy, which that didn't do timekeeping at all.
Yeah, no, it was the second one, I think.
Yeah, I think that was Noro made, which is just generally pretty good. So, yeah. Anyway, very interesting. Thank you for indulging me.
Left brace, scenario, right brace, right brace.
Now, I guess we have to restart the stream because we have to switch to Windows now.
Yes.
To play an actual role-playing game. And I'm very excited about killing Gortash today. That's on the menu. Yeah, we will definitely try.
Yeah.
So, thanks for watching so far. We'll be right back with the stream restarted.
See you in a bit.
Yeah. I'll probably switch to OBS now. There you go.
Yeah. Want me to click the off button?
Do it.
Okay. Bye-bye.